Well, all right. I guess we just wait. Hey, my love, how you doing, Chris? How you doing? I guess at this point we're just waiting for the children to pour in. At which time we can serve these plates how they need to be served. Because I definitely want to hear from the girls and boys in the House of Parliament as far as a few things are concerned. So I'm definitely excited to be in the presence of the children. The fact that I just lit this blunt up. Exactly. Hey, Justin, baby. How y'all's doing? I'm so glad y'all were able to make it so short notice. I know yesterday is, typically the day that we go on live. I was out and about, trying to get my life, girl, trying to piece my life back together one shard at a time. But yeah, so we have a lot to talk about. So much to talk about. But I do want to give the children some time to pour in all these beautiful faces. I'm seeing some faces that are new. I'm seeing some new avatars. The girls are definitely coming out in their Sunday's best. And I'm living for it. I'm definitely here for it. So you better come through. You said you adopted 2 new dogs, bitch. A girl coming through like a boss, bitch. You wanna know what? Gorgeous. You know what? I'm feeling better. Again, it's one of those things where it kind of comes in waves, and I'm actually kind of excited. Girl, don't tell me, girl, don't be trying it, Fitbit. Girl, are they about to kick me out of the internet? See, this is one of the reasons why I was nervous to do the live show, because my mom's internet connection is not the best. Hey, gorgeous Mariah. But yeah, it comes in waves. I'm excited to be going through it though, because I've been writing some dope ass lyrics, bitch. Something recently happened where, girl, I have another dead to me type of situation on my hands. So, of course, that we're going to take, hey, rich girl, legendary mother, rich girl, billion. But, so yeah, girl, we're fixing to serve you another Dead to Me Part 2. Because we do have another snake in our midst, girl. And of course, the girls here are so legendary that I always have sparrows, girl. Girl, I am Jon Snow, girl. I will always have this sparrow afoot. Girl, she will always be in flight. Hey, Brianna Gorgeous. Hold on. You trying to get up? Come on. There you go, baby. It says, that is so funny. I was literally just thinking about you because, thank you, my love. Hold on one second. Oh, you know what, Brianna, baby? Listen, like I told you before, you don't ever have to mention that. Family, girl. You know what I'm saying? Where we can, we do what we can do. So, girl, please. That's all love. But, yeah, so we do have another situation where I did a video. I have 2 videos that I have not released because I wanted to get your opinion first, from the girls in Parliament, because I know y'all fucks with me and I know y'all gonna tell me the truth. So we have another snake. I got an email, and it was from one of our legendary mothers, and she said, listen, I hate to break this news to you, but we do have another Judas. Girl, breaking bread with us. Hey, Donald, baby. She said, we do have another Judas breaking bread with us, girl, sipping on our good wine. She said, I was on one of my blogs, and girl, clearly it's a patron because she's spilling all kinds of tea on this messy ass blog. She said, girl, I was scrolling through, and girl, here she is, a patron, spilling all, girl, she broke up. Girl, she's homeless again. So see how she's trying to cover my wig? It's like, bitch, wow, you're just evil, girl. You're evil. And why you're such a dumb bitch is that if I really wanted to know who you were, girl, I could find out, girl, because I have a homie that does that for a living, girl. And you're the dumbass bitch that posted a link, girl, to where she could find your IP address, girl, where you work, girl, all your medical records, girl. Like, don't do it. But yet it's like, here it is. I'm making myself vulnerable, sharing my tea with my family. And the moment this bitch gets the tea, it's like she couldn't wait. She could not wait to go right onto her blog and be like, girl, let me tell you, she's homeless again. And I'm thinking, bitch, how am I homeless again when I have a roof over my head? Like, bitch, do you know what homeless is, girl? And let's be clear, I'm here now because my apartment, I'm not a dream sequence, bitch. My real life apartment is not ready for me, girl. There's a Negro in my apartment. So when her lease runs out and they clean her up, girl, I'll be in my home. But why are you trying to spread this tea and this lie? Like, even if she was going to spill my tea, can you at least tell the girls the real tea? Why are you trying to make the girls think, oh, she's homeless again? Like in the title, when the girl sent me the link, it was something like Quadair Howard is homeless again. So even right out the gate, you're starting messy. Because even if you wrote an article like, oh, girl, one of my girls that, you know, I respect is on hard times, you know, whatever. I could even fuck with that. But it's like for you to lie flat out that I'm homeless. And what it is the girls that are like her are living for that. But see, that's what I'm learning too, that it's the truth. People really do want to see the worst. Because even if it's not true, guaranteed those girls that were living for that are not saying, well, where's the girl? Pictures or it's not real. Pictures or it's not real, bitch. Let's get this bitch on a bench, girl. Can we see her with her sleeping bag? Like, girl, how do you know she's homeless? Did she say she was homeless, bitch? And if she said so, can we get an audio clip? Like, that's the type of bitch I would be. Hey, Stefan, that's how I would be. If I was gonna be messy, bitch, can you come through with a receipt? Oh, it's like, and then on top of you not providing the girls receipts, bitch, it's like they're so stupid that they're not even gonna say. It's like, okay, maybe you're not gonna give me the receipt, but I'm going to ask for the receipt. Oh, so she's homeless, girl? How do you know that? Oh, girl, it's the word on the street. Okay, well, we know where the word on the street gets you, girl. With a damn orange crammed down your throat, girl, Phaedra. So let's not go by what the streets are saying. Can we go by what's a fact? Girl, can we get images? Can we get audio clips? I need to see this bitch at Piedmont Park washing her clothes. Girl, like, I need to see her with her Downy, her fabric softener at the park. But, girl, I thought Lipstick Alley died a few years back, girl, because last I checked, she was on life support. But it appears that just when we thought we were going to pull the plug, somebody came through with a vaccine. So, girl, okay, all right, well, I thought it was her time, but we plan and God plan, so I guess it wasn't her time. But last I checked, girl, I came by to pay my last respects, bitch, and she was basically on a wing and a prayer then. You know what I mean, girl? Her images had not changed since 2001. Girl, she was still serving you a dusty-ass font. You know, it's like, all these years in the game, you don't have no excuse, bitch. We needed some new colors. What the girl said, a new cut, a new style, a new color. Can we get a new shampoo? I mean, all this technology out there, she's still giving you Suave. That thin-ass shampoo. Then she gonna, and her prices are forever going up. And yet, okay, but I'm willing to pay the price, but not for this same product. The fuck? Bitch, you really thought I was going to give you an additional 15? And on top of the 50 for this Suave ass shampoo? Oh, okay, well, step it up to Herbal Essence and we might have a conversation. Girl, they can't even serve you that. Exactly. So I'm just kind of like, but it just goes to show you, like, how late people can be. And I hope I hope she comes to the show today. Because she deserves. Because just know that, bitch, even if you get a smile out of me, girl, even if I greet you, oh, girl, welcome to the show. You'll know that you're that late dirt queen in kabuki makeup that I was speaking of who simply can't take. And this is the reason. It's like, what kind of dumb bitch pays someone so they could be a hater? So you paid me just so you could go to Lipstick Alley and spill tea. That wasn't even accurate tea. Ugh. Oh, girl, she's homeless. And then apparently she went on and on and on. Apparently she went on and on and on, but I didn't even read her article. I just wanted to know that it was real. I saw that link, and I know that link. It's that late-ass Lipstick Alley, girl. So I said, girl, keep paying me, girl. Number one, keep promoting me because, see, bitch, I'm done with that chitlin circuit. I've never even featured that chitlin circuit. So it's almost like, girl, you're telling girls who don't even know who I am, who I am. And I remember a few years back, there was a woman, she emailed me on YouTube. Privately, she emailed me. She said something to the extent of, girl, you want to know how I discovered you? Somebody was hating on you so bad. And I had to figure out who this bitch was that this girl was going in on. And then I became a fan. That's all you're doing. So continue to lie and make it seem like I'm homeless so these girls can be curious. Like, oh, homeless girl. She thinks she all that, but she homeless. Let me look into her. And then how stupid will you look? I hate to brag. But I'm going to just for this bitch, I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to sock it to you one more time, Lil' Kim. I'm going to sock it to you. For your information, girl, where I'm going to be going is Luxe. Girl, I'm going where all the girls want to be, girl. And I was approved to go. Okay, so girl, no stunts were needed. Girl, my coin alone was solidified to the point to where, girl, they ushered me right on in. Okay, girl, they ushered me right on in. Girl, walk-in closet and a shoe closet, bitch. His and her sinks, bitch. Soaking tub, bitch. Okay, girl, open concept, hardwood floors, except for in my bedroom, girl. Don't you come for me. Don't you come for me, because I worked hard for this life, girl. And you've seen me struggle to get to where I am. And so for you to sit there and try to put that negative shit on my back, some shit that you know that I've already been through and that I came out the other side, and you're going to sit there and make it seem like I'm back to that point again, when you see how hard I hustle, girl, you're going to really try to put that on my back, girl, I'm not going to let you. Because that's your bag to carry, bitch. Because you're the girl probably living on Section 8, girl, and you're looking at what's happening temporarily, and you're making it a permanent thing, girl. But no, girl, look at your life. Because a bitch that was like spiritually grounded is not going to try to shade a bitch who was nothing but kind to your dumb ass. Bitch, I've been nothing but sweet. I haven't even sent it to my homie to find out who this bitch is. But the bottom line is, I don't care who it is on this platform. I've done nothing but extend myself and open my heart to my girls. And I'm not going to close myself off just because this one bad apple. But I'm just saying, it's like, what kind of person tries to destroy someone who greets you with a smile every time you're in their presence? It's just kind of like mind-boggling. You feel me? It's like, wow, what kind of person really is going to be like, oh, let me tell, like, so messy to a person who has been nothing but kind to you? That's what you do? So that's why your life, I would sleep easier if I knew that person would just unsubscribe to my Patreon. Because we don't need that here. Toxicity, all that negative energy, what you bring in, we don't need that. You know what I mean? And it's like, I'm going through my own thing, but you're lucky that I'm a strong type of bitch. Because that shit ain't going to break me. I was just scratching my head like, wait a minute, what? Huh? What the fuck? Okay, well, all right. Because I know where I'm going. I know where you are mentally. And that's what I said in the video. I said, you want to know what? Even if I was on the street homeless, let me tell you why I would still sit over you, bitch. And I say this and I mean this. Because that bitch who was doing that, trying to really rip me down when she saw that I was already at a low point, you know, my heart is broken, whatever, and you take that moment to really try to like break me down further, let me tell you why I would still sit over you, even if I was sleeping in garbage bags, bitch. Because, bitch, I would only be homeless physically. You're homeless in your mind, girl. Girl, you don't have a home in your own motherfucking headspace, bitch. That's the problem with you. Because everything you do is rent. You don't even have possession of your own motherfucking mind. Spiritually, mentally, nothing. So, bitch, if I was on the street, a nigga like me won't be on the street for long. But, girl, you could be in a home and still be homeless. Because you don't have a place. And it's very clear and abundantly clear to me when you're sitting on the blog coming at a bitch who has been nothing but kind to you. You couldn't be grounded spiritually if you thought that was the right thing to do. Nowhere in the facets of my mind would I ever think somebody who loves me and cares about me and tries to, you know, whatever, let me take this chance to rip that person down. Which is why you went right into the lyric. Girl, spiritually bankrupt, they be the proudest. You ain't got shit to be proud of, but yet you doing the most. Talking your shit and how stupid. That's what I can't wait. I'm like, December can't get here quick enough, because for all the girls that were living for that post that you posted, just wait till they see. Girl, I'm living in Buckhead, girl. Anyone who knows the Atlanta area knows. Like, bitch, I'm living in the Lux area, girl, with the young professionals, bitch. Girl, don't do it. Like, I earned that. Like, I worked for that. And it's like, for you to know that and still call me homeless. But see, by the grace of God, girl, I have a mother that loves me, girl. I will never be homeless. Bitch, I have a father that adores me. I will never be homeless, girl. Bitch, if I didn't have them, I have other angels that love me, girl. Like, so it will never be a time where I will literally be on the street unless that's what I'm choosing to do. When I was in Kentucky that night I was homeless, you think I had an apartment I could sleep in. I just didn't want to be there. It was a choice that I made. So it's just kind of like, wow, that really blew me away. And I was wanting to come to you guys, like, should I release that video? Because I did let her have it, but now I'm kind of feeling like, is she even worth me releasing that video, girl? How are you homeless when you're that's what I'm saying, Stefan. Like, at least if she was going to spill my tea, can you be real? Just tell them the truth. Oh, like, I still would feel like it was a betrayal because obviously the things we talk about on Patreon are family oriented. Like, it's us. This is our tribe, our conversation. So it still would be a betrayal if you take our conversations here and make them public if you know that it's a Patreon like what we're doing. But even if you were going to do that, could you at least just be accurate? Could you at least just say the truth? Oh, you know what? Yeah, girl, well, she broke up. Like, just say the truth. If you're going to spill it the right way. She broke up with her boyfriend. She's waiting for her apartment to open. She's at her mom's. Okay. I wouldn't like that, but at least it would be like, okay, well, it's the truth. But to altogether call me homeless, girl. Okay. While I'm literally in the house with the bed, surrounded by my mom and my animals that love me. Okay. Homeless. Girl, you wish. See, that's what it really boils down to, bitch. You have been waiting for an opportunity to come for me. Secretly. It's like you act like you're a fan, but then it's like somewhere in the back of your brain, it was like you was waiting for me to like have a misstep so you could be like, see, girl, here we are. Like, you were waiting. But why you're going to gag on a 13-inch cock, girl? I almost gave you a 9-inch, girl, but you're not worthy. Let's increase it to 13. Girl, matter of fact, 13 and a half, and we're going to give her a nice girth. Okay? Why you're going to choke on that cock is because, girl, when you see that how the universe has come through for me, and you see this new space, girl, and when you realize that, girl, I have about $10,000 stacked up saved in my savings, bitch, because I'm just that type of girl. So when I get into my apartment, girl, she will be furnished. Okay, girl, you won't be able to take me. So that's what it is, girl. So you need to deal with your shit and stop being all up on my shit, trying to bash me when I'm trying to live my life humbly and I'm trying to learn and I'm trying to, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, girl, don't come for me, girl. I hate to do that and I hate to have to, like, give these girls receipts and numbers, but girl, don't come for me. Don't do that. Because it's almost like I worked for this, bitch. I saved. I did that so that I could make a better life for me and for my situation. And you going to come for me and say I'm homeless, bitch? Really? Okay. Girl, you wish I was homeless. That's what it really boils down to. You only wish. You said, followed you all. I'm telling you, all these years. And it's just like, yo, what the girl, okay. This is the whole thing in the nutshell. And this is one of the reasons why, even in my relationship, why I was able to get played how I got played. Because I know how the type of bitch that I am. For the girls that I am loyal to, bitch, I go down. You know what I mean? Sometimes to a fault, and I need to rectify that because you shouldn't have to give loyalty to girls that are not being loyal to you. It's just difficult, and I'm sure a lot of the girls in the audience can understand. But you know, it's like sometimes even when you know the girl is not giving it back, it's once you have committed yourself, like, okay, I'm committed to this, it almost feels like a failure to walk away. But sometimes you have to walk away. You know what I'm saying? And so that's something that I have to learn. And really, honestly, too, I had to walk away because I started to feel like a hypocrite. I really did. Like, I had to walk away. Because at some point in my mind, I was like, well, maybe one day, because 3 years in, maybe one day he's going to change, da-da-da-da. But girl, okay, if that day comes, it comes. But girl, why am I waiting? It just got to a point where I'm like, if this were one of my supporters who emailed me with this same thing, what would I tell her? So then once I started to realize that the advice that I would give to a girl on my platform, I wasn't actually doing it. I'm like, now I get that you have to make that change, but you also have to be grown enough to admit that. I don't think there's a problem if you say to yourself, okay, I am being a hypocrite and I need to change. As long as you see that and you make that change. You see what I'm saying? Because as humans, there may be a time where, okay, maybe I am being biased. You have to be open to that. But once you realize that, okay, either I am or I'm not, you can run with it. But you have to at least be open to criticize or to take a real look at yourself. You know what I mean? And it just got to a point where I was just like, I can't keep doing this because if someone emailed me this same thing, I know what I would tell her. I would say, no, ma'am, you deserve the world. You need to be happy. Boom, 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 pow. And that's what I would have said. Oh, that's Annie. I was like, oh, she scared me a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So I had to do that for me. I don't know how we pivoted into that, but girl, since we're there, girl, let's girl. You said, do you still do the pregnancy? I am so done with you. You remember that? You remember that? Get the fuck out of here. Rich Girl says, no, quite here. You know, I feel when people come. And you know, and Rich Girl, that girl, you've been rocking with me for so long, girl. I'm telling you, like, at this point, I feel like my girls are my family. The family that I chose. The girls that I chose. It's different. You know what I mean? Like, I love my family too, that I was born into, but it's a different thing. You have to look at it like, this is the type of community I always wanted, but just never knew how to get. Maybe because there was no internet or whatever, so it was just harder for people to connect in that way. And you better come through 6th grade. Girl, you was probably too young to be watching my content. But girl, we gonna let you live. But girl, I know I had some youngsters. I'm like, but girl, but at the same time, it's like, well, fuck. You was gonna be watching Eddie Murphy. You was gonna be watching this one or that one. So why not watch someone who is at least kind of like you? So what's the difference? Cause shit, in 6th grade, bitch, I was watching all kind of horror films, heads flying, nudity. So it's like, at least if you was watching it, you was watching it from someone who was also kind of like in the same age bracket, but then at the same time is like you, even just culturally. I feel the same. That's why it is so annoying and ridiculous. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Nastasia. You know, it is what it is. I mean, here's what I know. As the family grows here on Patreon, of course it's going to happen again. Like, I think what it is I just have to be maybe careful. But then that's what I'm saying. I don't want to have to feel like I have to watch what I'm saying when I feel like I'm home. Cause that's how I view it. We're with family. It's like, I look at it like a kickback. Like, y'all are over my house where, girl, we got the snacks and everything is ready and we're just keying. If y'all were in my real house, I wouldn't feel like I couldn't speak. So I don't want to come here and be like, you know what I mean? It is what it is, you know. I mean, there is maybe a middle ground, but I just don't want what I don't want to happen is when we do have those moments where someone is being messy, and as you put it, betraying our trust, because it is a betrayal. If people, just say, for instance, okay, Mother Ashley comes here and she's saying something, okay, and then somebody takes that, finds her Instagram, you see what I'm saying? That would be a betrayal, because we're whatever we're saying here, we're saying amongst the girls that are almost like AA or something. Whoever is in the room is privileged to the information. You don't take that information and then run with it and have people in the streets like, oh, you in AA? Yeah, I have a friend. You don't do that. You don't do that. If you want to spill your tea, you spill your tea, but you don't spill other girls' tea who are just feeling safe to talk. Don't do that. You don't do that. But let me scroll back up. I'm sorry. Let me scroll back up. We don't want watered down plates. Give it. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's like, I can't, for me, I'm just going to keep in my head. Okay, so the artist and the one side of my brain, it's like, girl, you can't, that's you blocking yourself. You can't do that, because then the art will suffer. But then the business side is like, okay, girl, but at the same time, I feel like, girl, the business side will live, I think. And to be honest, it doesn't matter, because I don't think I'm saying anything about myself or other people that is like that bad to where if it did get out, it would be like this horrible thing. And as far as him calling me homeless, that to me was just more of a disappointment. But I'm not even tripping, because I know in less than 2 months, you'll see that what it really serves. You know what I'm saying? So I'm almost like, okay, well, all right. It was just more of a disappointment. You feel me? Because, I don't know. But anyway, let me see. Child, those type of people need to... Yeah, that's how I feel too, Eric. No shade. That's how I be feeling. That is how I be feeling. But let me tell y'all. Okay, so let's get into a quick... Y'all want to do a quick story time? Because it's been a minute. I haven't been posting on YouTube. I think primarily I'm going to be doing just Patreon stuff until I get settled. I may serve a second channel. And I still need to do that ASMR video. I may do a second channel, but as far as my main channel, I think I want to wait. What do y'all think about that? I should wait, right? Wait till things settle and I get into my actual place. I don't know. We'll see. Don't quote me on that, because that may change. But that sounds like that might even be like dope to start the new year, like my first main channel video. They see the new space. Maybe that could even be the first video. It was like a tour. I don't fucking know. Although I get weird with stuff like that. The way I was raised, my dad would slap me in my face if he heard me say I was going to record my home and put it online. That's some shit that I think sounds good because I'm a YouTuber. But in my right mind, I'm thinking, If my dad heard me say that, he'll be thinking, why would you want people to know the layout of your house so that they can just walk right in and know exactly where to go? That's how my dad would be thinking. And he got me thinking certain times like that too. But he would be, although this apartment does provide an alarm system, girl. You said don't do anything outside. True. You right. And that's the thing. I feel like now, my equipment, I got my Mac, what did you call that thing? iMac? I don't fucking know. It's like a desktop, but Apple. Which, by the way, I think I want to break away from her. I want to just try other things. I don't know why people feel like we have to do Apple for it to be, like, legitimate. I'm not going to lie. I think somewhere in my mind, I almost felt like it has to be Apple for me to feel like it was real. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know why I think that. So now I'm almost like wanting to rebel. Like, I don't want to do another iPhone. But like my next phone, I think I want to do that Google or whatever that shit is, with that white and black phone. But Chris, I'm an Apple head too. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like I might be addicted. Like, I almost feel like it was a surprise to me when I got my Fitbit watch. Because first I was thinking, I should probably get an Apple watch so it could all be Apple. But girl, I'm Team Apple forever. And you wanna know what? That's the thing. I like Apple too, don't get me wrong. But what I'm thinking is, okay, when I had a PC, I didn't mind my PC. I actually liked my PC. I think it was just culturally, everybody started getting Apple, and then I started feeling like I was the only bitch who didn't have one. So then it almost felt like I needed one. You know what I'm saying? But the reality was, before everybody else started saying Apple, I wasn't saying Apple. It was just some way I just started thinking that, and I just don't know how it happened. You said PCs are better. I've heard that. I have heard that PCs are what you need if you want to do gaming, which I am going to be doing gaming, so I will have a PC at some point. I do want to wait, you know what I'm saying? Because you got to budget this shit out, but I will get one at some point, because y'all have no idea. When I get into my actual space, I don't even want to gas it up. You'll see. Because already, like, basically every night I go back to my apartment online and I look at my floor plan and I'm mapping out. I was showing my mom, I'm like, see, I want to have my station here. I want to have my... Although my mom gave me a great idea, because I was thinking I had to throw some stuff away. And I was disappointed because I was like, I really love my desk. Like, this is my first desk that I ever bought on my own. And it's so professional and nice, and nobody even knows what it looks like, all this money I spent. And so anyway, I was thinking I was just going to trash it or donate it to Goodwill. Or my partner could sell it. I don't, whatever. At least that's how I felt at the time. But she was like, but what if in your dining area, if you make that kind of like where you shoot, and maybe you have like a super, super small dining set because you're young, like, and you don't have like a partner now, or kids or something to where you would need a dining table. Like, she was laying it out. I said, Mommy, that is a good idea. Wow. And so, like, we're mapping the whole thing out. The whole thing. Because I'm using every area of my house I will be recording in. But at the same time, I want it to feel like my home, but also like a set. Which might not be the best thing long term, but right now, it's you'll see. But let me read some of these comments real quick. Let me scroll. PCs are more entertainment. Mac is more development. Okay. For real, I want to go back to pen and paper. You better come on pen and paper. She said pen and paper come through. You said I need to re-download League on my new MacBook. It's been a minute since girl, please come on through and download this game. Because, who I play with? Zach, Devion. If I'm butchering your name, please don't kill me, because I hate butchering people's names. Devion and Derek. And then Clint, Harvey, Betty. I love playing with the girls. I sure do. And they'll tell you, we go, sometimes we have moments where we slay. But then, here's when we slay. We slay it all the time. Like, if it's my girls, we always slay. If it's our girls, we always slay. And they can't take us. Because let me tell you what happened. So one day we were playing, and it was like the family members. So these are like all of our girls. Okay, so we're playing. And this one bitch was trying it. Maybe somebody said, oh, I just hit the blunt, or I just finished smoking. And here she come. Oh, smoking is for retards. Y'all are stupid. And she said, and then somebody said something like, oh, well, we're not smoking cigarettes, we're smoking weed. Well, that's still for retards. And she was just going in. So I knew she was going to be a problem. And then some kind of way, she said something like, oh, well, I'm just going to troll. And I simply said to this bitch, I said, well, you go right on ahead, sister honey girl, because we're all going to report you and ban you from this game. She said, and then I said, because girl, we're all together, girl. You're the only girl that's not a part of the team. So girl, go right on ahead. And girl, she could not take, girl. She dodged because she knew she was outnumbered, girl. So when it's the legendary mothers in the house, they cannot take. When we come together like the Power Rangers, girl, or like Captain Planet, girl, they cannot take us. Oh, you remember? Yes, you remember? Yes, she could not take it. Remember how quick she left once she realized we all were together? She was like, oh, delete. She could not take. You know what, Eric? We would have ganked her ass, but girl, she did not give us an opportunity, girl, because she jumped out before I could even write her license plate. Girl, I could not even write her license because right after I made my statement, maybe 5 seconds later, girl, she was out the match, girl, because I said, well, you go right on ahead and troll, honey. I said, because we are going to report that ass and ban you from this game. So go, girl, make our day. Make our day. Because especially if you go into it like that, all I'm going to do is go into the chat and let the other team know, okay, so we're going to lose because this bitch is trying it. But everybody, and then I'm going to campaign and lobby and make sure that our girls reported this bitch and their girls are going to report this bitch. Playing with your ass. You said you should do more GC. Well, once I get it situated, because like right now the internet is a turd, you know. I'm surprised. I mean, I'm waiting any minute now. This feed is gonna cut out because the internet is just a turd. But you said Q, you should download Paragon. It's And what is it? Is it like a okay, MOBA? So that means it's like a League of Legends Smite type of thing. I need to look into that. Is that new? Is that new? I've never heard of that. Paragon. It says those girls will get that. Yes! You said Miss Blitz. If you get a good Blitz on your team, there are certain league champ. Well, okay. I think all of them. If you know what you're doing, they're all lethal. Cause like Lulu to me, I thought was like, I didn't even take her serious. And then one day she totally did put a whipping on me. So girl, it really just comes down to if you know what you're doing. But let's just say you're on a team with someone who's a blitzcrank, but who's like an exceptional blitzcrank. It's almost, in my opinion, it's almost a guarantee it's over. The right blitzcrank is going to get on your damn nerves. The right one is too much. Okay, let me give you a list. Who I think if you get the wrong one, it's over. Blitzcrank. Vigor. Illaoi, I feel like I kind of know how to get around her. I love playing against Illaoi because anytime I beat her, I feel so proud of myself because that bitch loves to bully the children. So, Karma, Karma get on my damn nerve. And you wanna know what? Karma is one of them champions. When I first started playing, I didn't think much of her until, again, I got a good Karma. One day I was playing up against like an exceptional Karma, and girl, I cannot take Karma. Sona, that tramp. Oh, and now Evelyn. Girl, don't get started with Miss Evelyn. Oh, Yasu. Hey, baby, how you doing, Carl? Yasu. Hold on. Yasu Yi. Girl, they're all, actually, as I'm going down this list, girl, I'm realizing they're all, like, too much. If you get the wrong one, girl, they are all too damn much. Because Cyan, get on my damn nerves when it's the right Cyan. Teemo, the wrong Teemo, get on my damn nerve. Misfortune, Jinx. See, I could go down. If you get the wrong one, Or, don't you hate when you got a good team, though, and then they just aren't that great? Like, what happens, like, have you ever been on an Aram where you're like, oh, this team is legend, and then somehow you get beat the fuck up? Girl, pass me this blunt. Let me tell y'all about yesterday though, real quick. Let me give you this quick. This isn't even really a story time. This is a semi story time because there is a story time to this story time. But let me serve you the appetizer first, and then depending on how we feel later on in the session, we may come back around to that meal. So yesterday, I went to a good friend of mine. I mean, I really have grown to love this friend because I met this friend through my ex, but we became very close. He also was in a relationship that he's not particularly happy in. However, when I called him the day that I moved out of my apartment where I was living, I was not calling him to help me at all. I was just calling because I knew he cared about me, and I just wanted to. He has a very, because he's so genuine. You ever speak to a person who you know cares about you, and because it's just something. It's something about knowing that they care about you genuinely, like deeply they care about you, that when you hear that person's voice, it automatically soothes you. It don't even got to be because they sound like a grandma or anything. It's just because you know. No, girl, it's not the hot dog. The hot dog was so cute, but no, it's not the hot dog. The hot dog, really, I didn't want to follow up with her after long because one thing I don't do is chase girls for friendship. I just don't do that. Because if he had given me the chance that I wanted to like go out for drinks and like us to reconnect how we did on Halloween, he would have seen the kind of person I was and realized that, oh my God, I'm glad I followed up. But I'm not going to work to prove that to you. Does that make sense? Like, I'm not going to be like, oh my God, please, let's just one drink. Just give me one drink. No. Somebody else will get that drink. And somebody else actually did get the drink, which is the person I'm talking about. Because, girl, I'm an amazing friend, girl. So it's either you're in or you're out. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to have to. Because here's how I feel about it. You know how people say you have to earn my respect? I don't see it that way. I give everybody respect from the start. So if you have to earn my respect, it's because you've already lost it. That's, to me, the more accurate thing. Because I don't come into a situation being rude, being like I don't make you work for my respect. You get my respect straight out the gate. If for whatever reason down the line, I'm disrespecting you, it's because you have lost my respect. For whatever the reason, you were messy, you were this, you were that, is beside the point. The point is you had my respect right from the start. You see? But in any case, Miss Hot Dog, we had our moment, and like they say, it's so cliche, but it is what it is. Some girls are for a reason, a season, or for a lifetime, girl. She was a reason, girl. She wasn't even a season, girl, because it was that night. She was a reason. Boom, pow. Got what I needed out of it, girl, and it's paid. Hey, gorgeous, how you doing? Looking gorgeous, girl. That hair was always just serving you Cascade Rapunzel, girl. Serving you legendary from the motherland Rapunzel, girl. Okay, because she said, girl, let me swipe through. I looked over to the left. But anyway, girls, let me finish telling y'all this quick little semi-story time. Let me tell you, and you know what? I'm happy to see all y'all's faces, as on a serious note. I'm happy to see all y'all's faces too. Because honestly, I'm going to be real. I wanted to come sooner, but I wanted to make sure that I was together. Because I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not saying that this is right or wrong. I'm just saying where I am in my life now, basically 29. This is just how I view it. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. But how I feel is I don't want to share none of my problems with y'all if I don't feel like at some point I can help you with my issue. It's not, y'all don't come here. And although I love you with every fiber of my being for y'all being how you are, because the way y'all came and rallied around me and said, take as much time as you need. We're here. I will always remember that. Wherever I go in life, that will always stick with me. How these people who have never physically touched me or met me, just like that, propped me up and said, you're good. We got you. We got you. It just, I mean, it was so, I mean, there would be moments where I would be emotional about that because I was like, wow. It's like, it's deeper than entertainment. Like, this is really, in my opinion, I do view this to be my chosen extended family. Because that to me, and look who it is, legendary Mother Ashley's in the house. And that's what I'm saying, Chris. And you want to know what's so funny about you saying that? When I saw that comment and someone was like, girl, who is it, girl? What's the tea? It's so funny because in my mind, I don't know if I did this in a table read or if I talked about it during a live show. But in my mind, I was thinking, why we need to do the summer camp is because if we went out to a bar and somebody got wrong with one of my girls, the night's over. Because I'm cracking a bitch and we're getting this Uber and we're bouncing. It's really just that simple. So see how I'm not grown enough? I'm not there yet. Like, I feel like I'm not going to have nobody disrespecting my girls. So, That's the reason why I feel as though, just think if like 50 of us were together, you know someone is going to try it. Whereas if we were in the summer camp, it would be like family. You know what I'm saying? To where I know no one's going to try it. Whereas if we step out into the real world, all of a sudden now it's like, oh, haters, you know what I'm saying? People who are hating, you know? So that's what I'm saying. It's like, and I just know me, because it was funny because my homie, the one I was just telling you about, for Halloween, which it was so funny because I almost didn't even go out. I didn't even know it was Halloween. I'm thinking, oh, it's the 31st, you know. But yeah, but girl, that's a weekday. So they're going to do it Friday. I wasn't even thinking. And my Uber was so funny. Oh my God, I have so many stories. See, this is why it's almost good that I'm single now. Because now that I'm single, I'm actually going out into the world to actually have stories to tell you. Because as I'm talking, I'm like, oh, damn, that's a story. That's how I used to be before I got into this relationship. No shade. I love my ex, even though we're broken up. And it's no shade, girl. But once I got with you, all the stories became about you. Office Depot, that was me talking about him, even though I did not put him on blast. Entitled White Female. I know there's at least one more. Let me think. Hold on. Office Depot, not single white female, but entitled White Female, white woman with liver spots, who while she at the parade, need to be in the shade. Okay, you need to be home. Liver spot. I don't even know what was wrong with her. I still. Anyway, let me move beyond that. Okay, so Office Depot, entitled White Female. What is that third one? Oh, I can't think of the name. I can't think of the name of the video. But the video that I did on YouTube on my main channel, where I was talking about that time where I had gone out and it was that older gay queen who was serving me Ed Hardy with rhinestones. She was giving me Ashton Kutcher trucker hat. Girl, she was serving me Lucky Brand jeans with that shoehorn on the back. She was serving me crocodile boots that would serve me hocus pocus, bitch, with the point. You know what I'm saying? Them old church shoes. Yeah. Her, that time when she tried it. That was my partner in that video. I just didn't say it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, baby, how you doing, baby? Oh, she is beating that picture, girl. Girl! And girl, yes, that was him at Office Depot. See, that was me trying to protect him by not saying my boyfriend, my partner. I would just be like, I was with someone. Because I never wanted people coming for my man like that. You know what I'm saying? So I tried to protect him in certain stories where I knew the girls would go in. You know what I'm saying? Because just think, if I did that video saying my boyfriend just sat there while this girl was trying to let me have it, and I had to do it all by myself. You see? Oh, no. Not that one. Not that one. The one the more recent one where I went and I was asking, maybe we didn't know how to do the printer, and I'm asking the lady, can we get some customer service? And she's telling me she can't help us. That time, that was him. The other time, I didn't even know him that other time. But the second video that I had, what was I wearing? I think I had a Coca-Cola shirt on, or a sweatshirt or something to like that. But you see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. So just think if I would have said my boyfriend, then you would have people in the comments, oh, you need to leave him. Oh, hell nah. I can never be with a man who would do that. So I was trying to protect him. To be honest, because I still do love him even now. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think I can be with him. That's the only thing. Although he's trying to win me back, I don't even know. See, that's what I'm saying. It's like, this is my first time doing this relationship shit, but I'm excited to go through this because whatever I learn, I can then package it in my brain and share it. But I got to go through it before I can actually give it out. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, it's the blind leading the blind. Like, if I'm still doing the same dumb shit, Felice, you gotta let me work now. You said, girl, no shade, but you should start on it. You know what, Persian? I kind of feel that way too. It's just hard. You know what I'm saying? It's hard because on one hand, you want to feel like people can change and you want to believe that. But then it's almost like, okay, so is it that I believe you can change, but unfortunately you're going to have to change with someone else? Or it's just interesting because some people change for the better and then you hear, oh yeah, we've been married 30 years, but we did separate somewhere in the middle, and then they get right. So it's almost like, but I don't know. I almost think I need to do it on my own, to be honest. But we'll see. I just try to be open-minded. I try to be the kind of person that I would want people to be to me. And so in my mind, I'm thinking if I fucked up in a bad way, I would want people to give me a second chance. But it's hard because it's almost like, okay, I can give you a second chance, but it really wouldn't be a second chance because we were together 3 years. So theoretically, it's more like 1,000 chances. This would be more like the 1,000th try. But with that example, okay, Edison got it right on the 1,000. I still fit a lie. I'm reaching. But you feel me though. You know what I'm saying? So it's that thin line between what is fair and what is fair to you. Because sometimes you have to be selfish. And see, that's where I get hung up. Because it's very difficult for me to be selfish. Where it's like, well, fuck your happiness. It's about me. For people that I love. Because even though he was manipulative and he did play games as far as mind games, and he knows what he did, and he already apologized in a very real way. You know what I'm saying? Because there will be times where we would have arguments where I would know what I was saying made sense, but girl, he was gaslighting me. See, that's a term that I never knew. Okay, I need you to stop, Felice. I'm working. Okay? Okay? Calm down. And so, what? I lost my train of thought. What was I saying? I know I was talking about my ex, but okay, I lost my train of thought. That's okay. You said, I think you hit the nail on the head. You need to date another artist. Or hold on. You need to not date another artist like when... Okay, yeah. I kind of feel that way. I feel like I don't want to be with another artist. She is. That's the reason why it's hard for you to be upset with her. Because she knows what she's doing. Oh, gaslighting. Yeah. Yeah, she is serving you... I'm looking at her now. She is serving you effects, girl. So, yeah, he was gaslighting me. And I told him that. And I said, when especially when we broke up, I told him during the relationship too, once I started researching. Because I would go on Google and I would say, my boyfriend makes me feel crazy. That's how I discovered it. I'm like, because I knew I wasn't crazy. And it would be the way he would talk to me would make me think, am I crazy? Because, so, I'll give you an example. He had a coworker that was also a friend of his. And I can't remember the specifics. But let's just say, my friends, he has no issue criticizing them. And when the criticism is warranted, I'll be like, oh, that's true. Because even if it's my friend, if it's a fact, it's a fact. I can't be mad at you for saying something that's true. So for example, now here's something right here. My one good friend that Mother Ashley doesn't like. I'm just gonna say that every time now because I just feel like, girl, I can't even mention her without saying that Legend of Mother Ashley doesn't feature. But so he does drive very fast, and to be quite honest, his driving does scare me, and I've told him that. And so it is kind of disrespectful because I do feel that if you're driving alone, you drive how you want. But when you have other people in the car, I have a mother and a father and siblings, brothers and sisters, people who care about me and my family here on Patreon. You have to think about, like, you doing stuff like that, you fucking me up. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we get into an accident, now it's all over. So we could go to a daytime drinking party? Like, slow down. So I agree. That's what I'm saying. Like, when he would criticize that, like, no, you need to be more aggressive about that to let him know to slow down. I couldn't be mad at him because I'm like, well, you're right. I mean, I should be that way. So it's like, I can't even be mad. But then what would piss me the fuck off with him would be if I ever said something about his friend, even if it's true, it would turn into an argument because he would become extremely defensive to where it's like, no, nothing could be wrong with his friends. And then I'll be like, so why is it that I can be open to your criticism with my friends, but your friends can do no fucking wrong? So then now we're arguing. And then it would turn into, oh my God, why does everything... So, but you see how now you're projecting onto me. Because I'm not doing anything you haven't done. You just don't like when I do it to you. So now you made it into an argument. Because when you criticize my friend, did we get into an argument then? No, because I'm an adult and I know how to have a conversation. So how come you can say what you want and then... Okay, I can process that. No problem. I say something. Oh, no, you just don't know their humor. No, then it would always be like an argument. And I'll be like, girl, you trying it. You are really trying it. You said making you believe. Hold on a sec. It said it's where you are basically walking off the ledge, but making you believe it's right. Exactly. Like it was just too much. You said, have you talked to your ex every day? If I'm being real, I'm not even gonna sit here because y'all family. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I have, and I know that that's bad. And honestly, last night I started to realize it because he's getting too comfortable. And like, if I would, I'm not gonna show you the text message. I'm not gonna be that, out the box. But in those text messages, you'll see me saying, I need you to calm down. I need you to relax. You're doing too much. Because I see, girl, the ball is in my court. You have no power in this because you had 3 years to get it right. So nigga, now we playing by my terms and I'm not negotiating on a single motherfucking thing. I'm not compromising anywhere. And if you don't want to do it, then I understand that and I can respect it. Step aside. And see, that's the part where it makes me angry because I wasn't always like that. But it's almost like when you're dealing with someone who's like that, you can't be nice because that's what gets you fucked up. And it hurts me because it's in my nature to just be a nice person. And let me tell you what's so funny. I keep trying to tell this damn story and then I get sidetracked. But now that I know what gaslighting is, I see it right away. I know that shit now because I started studying, like, what does it look like? What does it feel like? Because how they get you too is they make you feel like they love you. And that's how he got me because right from day one, I said, I didn't want to be with you. I told him that to his face. I don't want to be with you. I like you as a friend. That's it. That was day one. Because no. Let me scale back. Day one, actually, we met at a bar because his good friend was a fan of my work. So because I'm such a social person, I didn't know either one of them. It was one here, one here. I went in the middle and put my arms around them and was like trying to see the drag show. Didn't know either one of them from a can of paint, but I'm just a friendly person. So I'm just, my arms around both of them, kind of looking down at the show. And then they looking around like, and then the one girl who was a fan was like, oh my God, bitch, I live for your work. And then we started talking. And then that's how he got introduced to me. You know what I'm saying? But then the whole night he kept saying, oh, I just need you to know that I'm not a fan of your work. I'm not a fan. So I'm just talking to you because, that was my first red flag. And I kept saying to him, okay, I get it. You're not a fan of my work. Then why do you keep saying that? No, I just need you to know that I'm just talking to you because I like you. And I'm not, it's like, okay. So because I was drunk, I did allow him to flirt with me a little bit. But then when at the end of the night, he was like, well, can I get your number? I said, no. No. And I didn't want to, but see, even, hey, Neil, baby, how you doing? Yes. And thank you, Neil, because, you were there, that's actually a real, I mean, I don't know, I hope you don't mind me saying this, but that's the actual, someone that I actually have met in real life. You know what I'm saying? And we actually have hung out. I've been to his home, etc. But and I called him when I was dealing with all this shit. I called him. I just wanted to hear from people that I didn't want to bring it to Patreon. I couldn't bring it to Patreon because at the time my partner was a patron. So it was almost like he was keeping tabs. You know what I'm saying? So I couldn't say it on Patreon. Okay, Felice, calm down, baby. Calm down. Because she does not understand. And so Neil was one of the people that I actually did call to just be like, girl, I'm in this fucking situation. And it was just very difficult because it's like I was asking too much of even myself because I wanted to be everything to everyone. Like I felt like I wanted him to be happy. And the reason I stayed so long is because I felt I was stronger than him. And I felt, well, I can take this. And this is my first relationship. And I don't want to just walk away because, you know what I'm saying? It was just too many things. And so, and then it was, I know the patrons, they love the idea of what's going on. But then I had to stop putting so many other people ahead of what I was actually dealing with because I was very depressed in that time. Because I felt like my life was like somehow it went from being my life to being our life to being his life. Because everything what I would do, it was like things that I would do on my own. Of course, I remember T.R. Greaves. Of course, Jamaican, right? Listen, I do not forget my girls. Girl, my mom was just saying, you have a memory like an elephant. I sure do. Girl, I don't forget my girls. Of course, I remember T.R. Greaves. And I think now he has, does he have locks? Or maybe he did have them and maybe got rid of them. I don't know. Because I haven't seen her in a second. But we want our partners to be loved so much. We almost exactly. And what you're saying is so true, because here's the thing. I want to be very clear. I'm not saying that he's a bad person. I just think he had a lot of insecurities, and I allowed him, number one, to project those insecurities onto me. And not only just that, but I have to take responsibility too, because I also made the decision to absorb it. Does that make sense? So I'll give you an example. And this is something that I don't think I ever shared. Ever. I think I maybe told Neil. I don't remember. Because that conversation, I talked about a lot of things. I just needed to have someone that I believed cared about me to tell me the truth. And not tell me what I want to hear, but just really tell me, like, the truth. Because that's the type of bitch that I am. I feel like a friend to me is going to be a friend that's going to look out for me and tell me what's real tea. Like, don't be just telling me some shit that sound good. You know what I'm saying? But I digress. Y'all know when I gained all that weight in them videos and I was big, I gained that weight because of my partner. He did not tell me to gain the weight. It was a choice that I made. But he was very insecure about how he looked. And, you know, there would be times we would be in the bathroom, maybe brushing our teeth, and he would have his shirt off, I would have my shirt off, and he would say to me something like, how do you weigh more than me, but your stomach is so flat? How come you carry weight this way and I don't? And then maybe at one point we were going to the gym, but you know what I'm saying? He wasn't really motivated and I wasn't. I think I would have been motivated if I were single. But what it was is, it's just easier to not do shit when you're in a couple. It just is. Like, when you're a couple and it's like, let's just say you went to the gym. Let's just say you went to the gym before you got to be a couple. Then you become a couple and then, hold on a second. Let's just say now you're a couple. Okay, now all of a sudden, it's like, oh, do we really want to go to the gym or do we want to watch Netflix? Do we really want to work out or do we want to stay in? And you see what I'm saying? That's how it happened. So it's things that I would do normally, but then now we're a couple and he's tired, I'm tired. Girl, let's just call the whole thing off. Then it went from that to, well, if I can't get him to work out, I can gain weight. Then if we're both fat, then he won't have a reason to be feeling like, oh, because he would say things like he would think that I was going to leave him because he was boring or this or that. So I would sacrifice my physical being so that he could feel better. Saying that out loud is embarrassing and it's stupid, but it's what I did. And so then my blood pressure, you guys can recall my blood pressure. And it was just a situation where I kept thinking, well, I can do it. Like, if I can, maybe I can gain this weight. And if I work out, then I can be bigger and still healthy. But it was just a lie. It was just something that I was telling myself, but it wasn't working. And I knew it wasn't working, but I kept trying to see, like, okay, maybe the circle, it didn't work in the triangle. Let's try the square. Okay, not the square. I just kept trying to look for ways to make that work out, and it just was not working. And so my life was literally hanging in the balance, because here's how I knew. I don't know if you guys recall, I don't even remember when I started telling you guys about the blood pressure thing. But you said, yes. Oh, that was a huge delay. So what was I saying? Okay, so what happened was Kroger and Publix, they have this machine. You can go in for free, create a profile if you want, and then you go in and it checks your blood pressure. One day, something just told me, just do that. Just do it. And I did it. Okay. And when the machine told me, number one, that I was overweight, I said, dang, for real? I mean, I knew that I had gotten bigger, but I didn't know that I was like considered overweight at that time. Number one. Number two, she said that I was at risk for hypertension. And then at one point it said that I was like in the hypertension. I started researching into blood pressure, in particular blood pressure in African American men, which is a problem that is like not really spoken about a lot, but it is a problem, in particular in Black men. But when I started to research it and see how serious it was, and then I started thinking about my own body, I'm like, there would be nights where I really thought I was going to die. These are the things this is the reason why when you guys, if you go back into those live shows and you hear me talking about death, that's why I was so okay with it. Because just think, at least about a year and a half of that relationship, I was thinking, today is the day I'm going to be dead. Because there would be moments where my chest would be so tight. And then as I'm reading this blood pressure shit, now I'm knowing, oh my God, I'm 28. I'm going to have a heart attack. I'm about to die. So first it was scary to me. Then I just started being okay with it. Like, all right, I feel like 10 years worth of work is done. If I did die, I think that I would be okay with leaving it there. So I just became okay with dying. And every day I would just be more and more okay with not wanting to kill myself. But if the universe said it was time, not arguing with that. You see what I'm saying? Why I had to walk away? Because that's the type of mentality. I was willing to die so that someone who really didn't love me the way they thought they did could be happy. And I'm like, no, I'm crazy. Like, that's when I knew I was like losing my shit. I had to go. I had to fucking go. And so that's what I did. And even with me knowing that I was killing myself, I still cried for him. That's how bad. That's the Stockholm. That's the reason why now, having gone through it myself, I'm going to always be compassionate and know, I feel like when I process all what I went through, I can know how to help people out of that situation. Because it's dangerous. Before you know it, it's like you don't even know it's happening. It's like it, and why I was kind of ashamed of the situation is because I view myself to be a strong person. So I'm thinking, how the fuck could that happen to me? You know what I'm saying? Like, how did that happen to me? It was just embarrassed. It was just everything. Embarrassment, shame. You know, my parents are strong, like my dad. And then right from the beginning, my mom said, you're not gonna, I don't see him for you. My mom never, she said, I think he seems like a nice young man. He's not your life partner. Day one. You know, so anyway, that's just what I'm saying. So, you know, it's, yeah, it was a hard situation. And it's like you said, love from afar, but, and like you said, it can happen to anyone. And I know that now. But see, it's, now that I've been studying the behavior, it's like, I see exactly how I got played. And you want to know what else? Let me tell you how the universe works. So there was this movie that I'm sure so many of you probably saw called Girls Trip with Regina Hall, who I adore, Queen Latifah, Jada Pinkett, and Tiffany Haddish. So, oh, that's Marta. So, okay, I'm watching this film. And this is after I broke up. So this was after I broke up. But I'm watching this film and I'm realizing that I'm that person in that movie. And I said, I'm so glad I left. Because it was like, I just wanted everybody to be happy. I just wanted everybody to win. And I felt bad because I also felt like, number one, I felt like he thought in his mind somewhere that he deserved my opportunities. That was the first problem. Because things would happen for me and I could see he was kind of happy, but then he would be thinking, he would say things, little things that he didn't think was a big deal. And then we would argue because I would say, why would you say that to me? I'm your partner. You're on your team. And you're going to say that to me? It was just, he would say shit that he knew. He knew. I was going to try to make an excuse for him. No, he knew. You know? That's just one thing that sticks out that has always stuck with me when he would say, when I first told him about Patreon, and his whole thing to me, well, but who do you think would pay to watch you talk? Like, not even kidding. Like, just flat out, who would pay to watch you? His thing was stick with the sponsorships. As long as you got them sponsorships, you put them videos together the right way. But see, I knew that the sponsorships were not sustainable because it just so happens that I've gotten deals that I actually like the product. But what happens when they send me a product I don't like? It's gonna happen. In fact, Vanity Planet has sent me something that I never did a video on because I didn't like the fucking product. They sent me a teeth whitening kit. And I told her, I said, honestly, I don't really use this type of thing. Once in my life, I did it, twice. Once I did it, a home kit, a bleaching thing. It didn't even whiten my teeth. All it did was burn the fuck out of my gums. Then a homegirl of mine was trying to like start a business where she did like a traveling teeth whitening service. She did it to me and it was the same thing. I sat there with them fucking glasses on. Okay. She got this gel in my mouth with this thing. Okay. Now this, now that. Girl, you ain't no real fucking dentist, girl. You don't even know what the hell's going on. Because, girl, I got burnt again. And when I went to the mirror, I'm like, okay, so I got burnt twice and my teeth are still the same fucking color. Wow. So after that, I said, I'm not really into the teeth kit. I'm not doing that because it doesn't work. I feel like maybe some of them might work, but I've done it twice and it did not give me results. I won't be burning my gums again. So, but in any case, where was I going with that? How did I get on her? See how ADD? Can somebody in the audience remind me where we were and where I was going? Oh. The sponsorships. So she sent me the kit and I told my partner, I said, look, you can have it. I'm not using that because I told her I didn't want it. She sent it anyway. I'm not doing it. So what I'm simply saying is I wanted something that was sustainable to where I didn't have to worry about upsetting my vendors or my sponsors. I figured if I could put this together and make it like a network, then the girls that are coming here of their own free will. And they know what I give, so I don't have to pretend to be somebody I'm not, So it's perfect. But who do you, in his face, that's the fucking thing that killed me too. That fucking face, and then I would say to him, it's the whole thing. It's what you said to me, how you said it, and the fucking face you made. Because it was like this genuine look of, why would anybody pay to watch you? Who are you? It was the face that he made. Who would do that? Like he couldn't imagine anywhere in his brain where my talent would ever pay. It was this face that he genuinely, you can't understand why people would want to pay to watch me? But that's just it. He knew that people would. He just didn't feel like, he just felt that he should be getting people to pay for him. Because, he sings and stuff like that. And he was in a band and then they disbanded or whatever. And guess what? Here's why I resented him too. Because I always thought, and now I know for a fact it doesn't work this way. I thought if I loved him enough and I was emotionally available for him and he saw how much I cared, that he would become a better person. It didn't work that way. Because when he would do his concert or go to perform his 2 or 3 songs with those girls that disrespected him, how they did, where they would, here it is, you've been doing it day one, but they put other girls on the marquee before they put you. You help beef up their numbers and they still put you behind this other white girl that they always make it seem like he's Beyonce breaking everybody's fucking goddamn guitars up in here, bitch. Every time she play, it's almost like everybody be clutching their guitar because she don't know how to play without popping strings every damn performance. Okay. So every time he had a performance, who do you think was sitting front row and center? Okay. When he would perform, who do you think was up there recording the performance, knew all the fucking lyrics? All right. When you would perform, who was sitting there front row and center, camera rolling, screaming to the top of my lungs for my man, singing all the songs, harmonizing, because there will be times some nights where he would perform and he would hear me in the background singing with him and I would see him grin. Because that's what I wanted. Someone who would lift me up like that. And you never did. Anytime my thing would happen, you would shit on me. But everything you did, front row and center, camera rolling. See what I'm saying? So, what are you going to do? I think he was just so insecure he couldn't accept it. He just had a hard time. He couldn't understand how someone could love him like that. Because one time I even cried for him, where I was just so sad because... Anyway, I'm done with that. I'm not going to go too deep into it. But it's just, the whole thing in a nutshell is, I'm glad I went through that because I do feel like I'm a smarter person now. I never would have known what gaslighting, I never would have had a reason to look into it. Because the average person would not have been able to run that game on me because I never would have allowed them that close. The moment they started talking like, oh, I'm not a fan, kind of like shitting on me, right away it would have been like, okay, good, great, okay. And then that would have kind of been that. But this person knew how to make me feel like they cared about me. But then it would be like, I love you, I love you, I love you, I hate you. I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I hate you, I hate you. I love you, I love you, I hate you. So it's like a game. Mentally. And I will never put myself in that situation again, ever. And I think me having my own apartment is going to make it easier for me to protect myself, because how he actually got me is when he moved me in. Because it was a web, it was a tentacle, because what it was is he worked in retail, and it's a whole story. Maybe one day I'll sit down and go into detail about it, but it was a whole thing where I was supposed to go back to Los Angeles, but I didn't, because he played on my fear, and I should have never told him that I had a fear of flying, because once I said that, I had maybe 2 days before I was supposed to go to, if I had not met with him 2 days, I would be back in Cali. And by now, I might still be in Los Angeles. But what it was is we went out for that lunch maybe 2 days before I was scheduled to go. And, I was telling him, yeah, I'm supposed to be going back to LA, but I'm afraid to fly. So I'm trying to prepare my mind for that. And right away, I'm afraid to fly too. That was the game that started right then. I'm afraid to fly too, because even though they say it's irrational, they say it's one in every, whatever the statistic, 1 in every 1 million or whatever the number is. What if I'm the one? And then I started thinking, ooh, you right. Then I didn't, and then he started saying, then I said, no, but I have to go because my friend paid for my plane ticket. We already have this whole plan. And if I don't go, I don't have no work. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about the work, because I'm a manager. If you stay, I can get you in. So then he got me in. So you see, now I feel like right away, because of the type of person that I am, when people do nice things for me, even though it's not so much that I feel indebted to you per se, it's just that I want to do nice things for you. Like if someone does something nice for me, then I'm like wanting to do something nice for you. It's just the way it's supposed to be, I feel. Like, oh, wow, you bought my lunch today. That was so nice. You didn't have to do that. So now tomorrow I want to buy your lunch. Just so that you can see that I appreciate that. And I like that you did that for me. But so anyway, so he got me the job at the place that I was working with him. And what would happen is, because the job was closer to where he lived, it was all the way out the way from where I lived. Here, in this address, I had to catch, what did I have to catch? I had to catch 2 buses, a bus, catch this downtown, Dunwoody. Okay, so a bus and then 2 trains, because I would have to get on one train. So a bus and 1 train. So 1 bus, but still, it was too much. Y'all know how I am about stuff like that. So he was like, well, why don't you just bring some clothes and you can stay over my house on the days you work. So it was a very slow thing. Oh, see, I don't know about that. Dying on the plane, the excitement of dying on the plane. I might be okay with dying in my sleep, or even if I did, assisted suicide, girl. I'm okay with that too. I know a bunch of people are against it, but I don't see why other people should have a say on when you die. Personally, that's just how I feel. I know that's not the popular opinion though, and I can respect that. But I just feel if a bitch is sick, or if she is extremely, extremely, extremely depressed, and she been that way for the majority of her life, and even when she went and got her treatments, she still is super depressed. It's not your job to make her struggle through her life. She know what she want to do. And if she change her mind, she changes her mind. But let her change her mind. Don't start laying these scriptures on her head, girl, because it don't mean nothing to her. It means something to you. And that's what I think it's hard for us, because it's more for us. When people we love are dying, it's for us. Meaning, we don't want to let them go. And oftentimes the person that is dying holds on for the people, not even for themselves, because they are afraid, if I go, what will my family, who will take care of them? So it's always a selfish thing. Like, it's always people thinking about the people who are living. It's not about that though. Like, I feel like if someone is dying, I hate when people say, what do they say? Oh, no, just keep the fight alive. Bitch, when you come down with cancer and it's terminal and you want to keep it alive, keep it alive. That's your choice. I think that's fair. If you want to keep it alive, girl, keep it right on alive. But then if there's someone who knows that there's no cure and they've been told, why should they have to ride it out to the bitter end? Why do I have a say on what that person is about to do? I don't understand that. And I just think if we already have abortion, I don't see why this is different. I don't know. I mean, I get it, but it's like, okay. I get it. Let me be fair. I do get it. I get it for the religious people in particular. I get it. I don't want to be insensitive. I totally understand why it's that gray area for sure. I understand. I don't know. I just feel like for me, I'm just really big on people taking control of their life. And you want to know what? Some of these girls that do these mass shootings are suicidal. And maybe had they felt like they could just end their own life, maybe those other girls would still be alive. That's sometimes what I think too with people who are wanting to do that to themselves. It's almost like, I don't want you to kill yourself. But if you think that's the only way and you feel like if we force you to stay here, you're taking more people out. But see, what happens is after someone does that, then people say, why couldn't you just kill yourself? Really? Because girl, when they brought it to you, you said no. That's why they didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of stigma behind it, but it is what it is. Like I say, I think that there's a lot. Let me tell you what I think is the key to living personally. This is just me. Again, everyone's different. Passion and ambition, happiness and joy. If you can figure that out, then it's worth it. It's worth it. Because everything else comes of that, in my opinion. Like, I think I saw someone say love in the comments. But in my opinion, love is of the passion. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's of the passion. Something that you are passionate about is more than likely something you love or are in love with. The passion, if you can figure that out. Ambition. If there's something to look forward to. You got to think outside of that peanut shell. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of times people, they get a job, it pays decent, and then that's just it. But have you ever had a dream? Like when you were a kid, what was it you wanted to do again? Like, let's revisit that. Like, I feel like, okay, great. You're making a coin. Okay. So that's the blessing. Don't let your blessing turn into your curse is what I'm telling you. Like, yeah, it's a job, it pays, it puts a roof over your head. That's the blessing. The curse is if you allow that to be the end. This is it. This should be the thing that catapults you to that next place. So use this to pay your bills, but at the same time, be masterminding that real dream sequence that you had when you was a kid. Like, I don't understand. I feel like when we were kids, we didn't give a fuck. We didn't care. Because we were uninhibited. And what we wanted, we thought was possible. Because that was before the world wrapped its tentacles around our fucking brain and started telling us, no. Grow up. Don't do this. This is bad. This is wrong. This is for you. That's for her. Like, then, next thing you know, all that shit, what you thought, I want to one day invent this. Girl, that's silly. Girl, get a job, learn a trade, and pay it, girl. Don't invent. It's a waste of money. You said, side note, you better come through. I'm so jelly. I'm so jelly, but later on, I will be rolling up. I figured out a way to get around the system. But, so girl, we'll probably be paying League. By the way, anybody out there who plays League, I'm probably going to hop on after this live show. But let me just say this real quick before we even start to wrap up. Let me just say this. I love you guys so fucking much. Every aspect of what we're doing here is something that has become greater than I ever dreamed it would be. I knew I wanted it to be a community. I knew I wanted it to be like a family. But I didn't envision all the beautiful spirits. You understand what I'm saying? The personalities that would be joining us on this journey. And I just am so blessed and so lucky and so honored to be able to say that this is what I do for a living. My job is to come and speak to my girls, and if I can't, put a smile on your face. If I can give you a key, girl, I give her gladly. And the fact that you all tune in and continue to just support me here on this platform, you'll never understand. Like, I be trying to find the right words, and every time I'm like, okay, maybe this time I'll nail it. There is no way. The best that I can do is just express it, but there will never be a word that will fully embody the feeling. You know what I'm saying? Because there's words, but then there's also the feeling that I'm feeling. When I think about you all, there's nothing but love. Which is why it's a disappointment when something like what we were talking about earlier occurs. It's a disappointment. But at the same time, it's so much love. It's like that one thing is not going to stop the show. One monkey ain't fixing to stop this fucking show. And so just thank you guys so much for just being awesome. And for letting me, I want to say this too. I used to always say, you guys remember how I used to say, like, for instance, Amy Winehouse, like, was there nobody around that loved her? Was there nobody around to say? And maybe there was and she just didn't listen. To be fair, that could be a possibility too. But you just get the impression that, people, they don't really care about the artist. It's just, give me what I want, give me what I want, give me what I want. And when that happened, the whole thing with the breakup, this is how I know I'm doing the right thing. Because I know y'all fuck with me. Because at no point did anybody come and say to me, girl, fuck that shit, move on, we're paying. It was like so much love, personal emails. I'm getting stuff on my Instagram from the children. Everybody's reaching out. And I'm like, we chose this. This is our extended fucking family. And that's the reason why in any way, when the girls come to me, I'm like, girl, no tea, no shade. Whatever we can do, you know what I mean? To make it better for the girls. You feel me? But let me go into these comments real quick. Nina Turner, I know Nina Turner. I don't know her. I know of her. She's the Black Sister Glasses, a big Bernie supporter during the primaries. Yeah, the primaries. Ohio. No, Nastasia, listen. That goes both ways. When I tell you that goes both ways, thank you for allowing me into your home, into your heart. Because you have to think, there are thousands of girls on YouTube. Millions, maybe. You know what I mean? And so, my goal, even when I started YouTube, my thing was always, and there's periods where I was better at doing this than others, but you always want to just be yourself. And just put love into it. That's it. What's so interesting about my story on YouTube is that I was still growing. And in a weird way, I got as close to you as you can get to being kind of like growing up in the limelight without growing up in the limelight. Because I wasn't famous, but people knew who I was. But in a way, one of the things that I love about my mom, one of the many things, she wanted me to be a kid. One day, we'll have her on a table read. I told her, I said, we got to get you on for a table read. And she was like, of course, at least one or two. But she'll tell you this. When I was younger, I had a dream. I used to go through the yellow pages and I would flip page by page. And when I would see a record label, I would call that number. If they had a voicemail, I was singing. Calling people. Singing, hey, I'm 13. I'm a singer. If I just had a chance, one time we had one of the labels come to our house in our kitchen. And they wanted to hear me sing in person. I guess they wanted to see if I was really the person who was singing on that voicemail. And if my memory serves me correctly, I want to say, what was I, like 13? Because I was not playing. Like, I wanted it so bad. I think I was maybe like 13, maybe about to be 14. And I'm singing in my kitchen, whatever. And they were like, they wanted to work with me. But my mom was like, no, he's too young. If you still want to work with him when he comes of age, then we can talk about it. But right now, he's too young. I think over the years, I kind of beat her down to where because I ended up being with the one label that was a branch of another. You know how they do like Def Jam, but maybe Sony owns it. But then it's just like a branch of Sony. It was one of those type of deals. So I viewed it as an independent label, even though it was being funded through like maybe Warner Brothers or some other thing. Can't remember who it was, but it was some other major label that was pumping money into this smaller label. Got picked up by him, by that. And then my manager was like a self-hating gay dude who was also like a pedophile. And see, Hollywood is really weird too. That's the thing too. I don't know. Hollywood is also very weird. And that's one of the reasons why I feel like I haven't gotten a chance yet. Because I don't like to play those games. I don't believe in you taking advantage of people to give them a chance, girl. personally. And I'll tell you what, if it were me, a person who is in a position of power who doesn't impose on me is sexier than a person in power who makes me feel like I have to do something for them to get a chance. It was more attractive to me if you're powerful and you are gentle and you don't impose on people because you can. Which is why I remember I met one of my, let me tell you what happened. I'm going to give y'all, dang, I love y'all so much. I keep saying, in my mind I was about to wrap up, but I got to tell y'all this real quick story. So one time there was this guy who was a supporter and he would DM me and we were talking. I thought he was very cute. I mean, a lot of my girls are gorgeous. I mean, just look, there's a lot of gorgeous girls too. You know what I'm saying? But he was very beautiful in my opinion, but I never like suggested anything because again, if you're a supporter of my work, we can leave it at that. You feel me? Anyway, one day he's in town and he DMs me. He says, "Oh, I would love to meet you, etc., etc., etc." Now, around this time, you know, I'm kind of thinking I live my life too protected. And I was just telling a friend of mine or an ex, I don't deal with this girl anymore. But at the time, I was telling her, like, I feel like when opportunities come, I overthink shit to the point to where, okay, you want to come to Bermuda? You want to come? We got your ticket. You want to come? Okay, girl, we're gone. Shit like that where it's like, I'd be missing out. So I had just had that conversation maybe earlier that evening with her. And then I got this DM maybe an hour later. "Hey, I'm in town. I would love to meet you. We've been DMing and I'm here. I mean, if it's possible." And I was thinking of maybe something that I could say, like, for whatever reason, so I could say no. But then I said, I just said to her that I overthink everything. And so I said yes. And we met. He picked me up from my homegirl's job because I'm telling you, we were just having that conversation earlier that night. So I'm still at her job. She was a nurse or something, an RN or whatever she was doing. She is literally laying up against my back. You can't see that because she's behind me, but she's putting all the weight of her body on my back, which actually doesn't feel bad on the pressure where she's putting it. So he picks me up from the hospital because I was at her job, just kikiing with her in this little room, the little break room, which I thought was unprofessional, but I think she was legendary there. So the girls were like, "Girl, it's fine. As long as he's not like in the hallways or nothing, just keep him in that room." But, so I met him and he picked me up and, we went to this bar in Atlanta called Blake's. I think Chris, I think is in Atlanta or maybe in the area. So you'd know Blake's or maybe, I don't know, maybe you wouldn't, but I assume you know Blake's. So we go to Blake's and we get there, we're drinking, and I start to notice that he's giving me googly eyes. And I'm like, okay, I don't want her to feel like she had. So here I am overthinking again because mind you, I'm not flirting with her. Yeah, Chris, are you in Atlanta, Chris? Or no? Because I feel like I had mentioned Buckhead and you were like, maybe you knew that area. So I'm like, oh, maybe he's in Atlanta. NYC, okay, okay, so you just moved? Okay. How you like it NYC, by the way? Because New York is cute. She's cute. But you know Atlanta? Come through. You said, is Blake's the restaurant Dineva says is racist? I think it might be. Because they do have some. I remember one year they had a thing where they were like, you can't wear hoodies or this or that. And it was very obvious they were talking about black people. So if that's what she was talking about, then yes. Blake's. Probably. But a lot of these places down here are like that. You know what I mean? You just kind of get over it. And then because you get inside and then everyone's having so much fun and it's like, girl, pay it. You know what I'm saying? Although Blake's is more whitewashed for sure. Cause that was where the Gaggle 6, when the video, the Gaggle 6 that I did, that was Blake's. See? So it is racist. But anyway, so, okay. So anyway, we're at the place and all of a sudden he starts to give me googly eyes. Like, almost like maybe he's seeing me kind of like attractive. And then I started feeling like, girl, you don't have to, in my head, and like my energy was kind of like, ooh, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. Like, you don't have to do that. Like, I'm here where there are so many cute girls here. You don't have to feel like I need you to be on my jock. But it felt like the more I did that, the more he was into me. And I will say by that third drink, girl, she tried to kiss me, girl, and I did kiss her. But that was not my intention. She did that. It was not me. Like, I kept telling her, like, no, girl, have a good time. You're visiting, girl. Go ahead on. But, girl, the more I pushed it away, the more. And by that third cocktail, then it was kind of like, I was kind of saying, like, okay, well, girl, if you want to kiss me, girl, go ahead, let's have. And girl, and not only did she kiss me, girl, but then she said, look, I'm going to Florida. Was it tomorrow? I think she said, I'm going to Florida to my apartment. Girl, you should do a road trip with me and come with me. And I did do the road trip, girl. But I will say we only kissed that one time. Nothing else happened. It was just that one kiss, but it was a passionate kiss, girl. She definitely needed me to know how much she loved me, girl. But then after that, I was like, okay, now that we're sober, let's not, then it was like Judy's, you know what I'm saying? First it was like, night number 1 was kind of like, okay, girl, she went to kiss me. Night number 2, we're back to being Judy's. But I'm not going to lie, I had a good time and I'm glad that I went. It was what it was. It definitely was something that I don't know that I would do again. As far as someone I don't know hopping in the car and going to Florida, but plus, I felt like I could beat him up if he was crazy, girl. Like, I'm crazy too, girl, so don't try me. But, if he had been like some muscular dude who was like taller than me and like super beefy, then I probably would have paid it. Like, But if you go onto my Instagram, go to my Instagram and just scroll down. If you scroll down, at some point you're going to see pictures of me at a casino, maybe a casino, and then I think maybe there's like some Liberace costumes. If you go to my Instagram, you see those pictures. When you see those pictures, that's when I was in Florida with that person. You know what I'm saying? No shade. We should do a group meetup at Disneyland. I mean, we might, but that might be too expensive. See, I want to do it when I could pay for everyone. I just feel like I don't want to have an extravagant trip that people can't afford. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I want to be banking to the point to where all you have to do is arrive. I feel like Disneyland is sickening, or like when a sickening cruise would be dope. But I just feel like, who can afford that? You know what I mean? I mean, we would have to all be on the same schedule to where we could all call off work. And then on top of that, then you have to pay for your ticket. It just feels like a lot of money. Hey, baby, how you doing? You did make it. She said, come on. Girl, no, we can't call for Mother Ashley yet because Mother Ashley has to first get her foot where she needs to get her foot. So we can't, you know how we like to do, especially in the black community, you be working there one day and all of a sudden, you interning at Valentina and then or Valentino, and now here I am with all my bags. Hey sis, what's up? Girl, I got like 3 or 4 bags. Girl, I just got up in here, girl. I can't be using my family discount right out the gate. Girl, you gotta give me like 2 years, girl. Girl, you gotta give me 2 years, girl. Nah, I'm playing. But I don't know how that works. I feel like Disneyland, see how she want to be seen? Tamaya was not like that. Tamaya knew when Mother was working. See, and then, she knew when Mother was working, Mother was working. But honey, she is not having it. But in any case, so, I want to do something, but I feel like here's the thing. I need you to move. See, and look, she's putting all her weight. What is wrong with this child? So let me say this. When I get into my new apartment, here's a promise what I can make. And now she want to be over here. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Well, I'll tell you what. I knew what I was doing when I adopted her because I knew she was super affectionate. I knew that day one. And that's what I wanted. So I knew what she was serving, girl, so I can't even be upset with her. But it's like, girl, Tamaya knew Mother is getting these coins, girl. Let her pump. Girl, let her pump. But see, she just be like, I want the breast milk now. I want it today. So if you've only got a half a pint for me, girl, then give me the pint. We don't gotta wait for a gallon. So, yeah, she do be wanting to be seen, girl. She's definitely very, what's the word? Is it sociable? I don't even know if that's a word. But see, she's wearing her muscles out, girl. Okay, move, Felice. You're wearing yourself ragged. Because when she does that, she puts all the weight, her body starts to shake. because she puts all the weight onto that one arm as she's leaning into me. So you saw how she kind of like tripped up like that. It's because her arm is starting to give in. Girl, you have to calm down a little bit. Felice, you know what? When I see, look, she's still trying to be on. Felice, when I adopted her, they claimed she was a year old. I'm going to give her 2. I'll give her 3 years max, but I will give her 2. They went with 1 year. I'm going with 2, but I would say max. If it's older than 2, it got to be 3. You said, Q, you realize your internet has been quiet. And that is, you know what? I wasn't even going to say shit. It's funny that you said, in my head, I'm thinking, just keep going until they cut you off. Because here's the thing about it. You know when you go on, it tells you how strong your thing is. So it's like, okay, that's why when I'm the only thing that I've done that has required me to do like a serious connection is League. Because I feel like, okay, at least if, God forbid, if something happens, it's not life or death. You know what I'm saying? But I would hate to be in the middle of a show and we're having a story, we're having a connection, then what? We're just done. So you said, yeah, she's still a baby. You know what I'm saying? And I love her. And I can't wait for us to be in our space to where they can roam and have free reign of the house. Because to be honest, it's never really been that way. Even with the apartment, when I lived with my ex, it was not, the animals never really were free even then because the cats did not get along. And it's so funny because his cat is a lot bigger than Anais. But Anais is like her father, honey. She's not a punk girl. So yeah, she's bigger girl. But Miss Thing tried to bully my child. And then, you know, what it was is when I first brought Anais to the house, we had her in the kennel. Day one, his cat was all on top of the kennel, hissing, trying to be extra. And I was like, okay, well, we'll see what happens once everybody's acclimated and, you know, we'll see how it goes. How about that? So I wasn't even tripping because I know my child. And so on that day when I released her up out of that kennel and Miss Thing thought she was going to get a buck, like Crime Mob up in here, girl. And Anais had to let her know. Anais had to let her know. And so, but what would happen is because they would fight, we had to keep them separate. So then it might be Anais sometimes. Towards the end, we tried to integrate them. But once Anais beat her up one time, Miss Thing was not having it. So Miss Thing was always afraid of Anais after that. From the time that Anais got there to the time we left, Anais was running that situation. But I would have felt bad for the other cat if she wasn't trying to be a bully. So you see, you got what you deserved. Because oddly enough, the other cat does still bully the other dog, Kappa. So it's like, you're not afraid of Kappa, but you're afraid of Anais because you know Anais is about that life. And Anais is not going to allow you to just hit her and keep it moving. Because that's what happened. You know, when you came through and you tried to swat at her, girl, she chased you. I couldn't believe it. Because I knew she was going to stand up for herself, but I didn't think she was going to do what she did. Because what it was is, we released them. I think actually initially I had a cat harness. And what I wanted to do was have Anais on the harness and have her in a certain area. And then when the other cat was ready to deal with her, she can maybe slowly present herself. But when I did that, she broke out of that harness. First, she broke out of the harness and she went back to the bedroom. But then when I brought her out without the harness and Miss Thing tried to swat her, girl, she said, no, ma'am, no, God. Chased her all through the house, ripped the curtains out of the wall. Fur is flying. Like, it was vicious that first time because she needed to let her know. And to be quite honest with you, I was okay with that. Because I'm thinking, I'm not going to have your cat thinking she could just beat up my cat just because she's small. Because now you see, she's small, but that makes her more agile. Because Miss Thing was jumping over tables, underneath the couch. Because anywhere you can go, I can go faster. I can get anywhere quicker than you. No, you can't. Yes, I can. No, you can't. Yes, I can. Watch me. I'm here. Boom. Now, after that first fight, I was like, okay, now you proved your point, girl. You know how people be beating girls up? Did y'all see that video that I posted on my Facebook? Y'all have got to watch it. There's this guy who was a bully. Oh, I love seeing bullies get beat the fuck up. He was a bully. And the video is showing how he's a bully, beating up people unexpectedly, no less. So let's just say he's like, oh, hey, can you spar with me? and making it seem like it's just gonna be like a light spar session. And then and the next thing you know, she's beating you up. Well, anyway, it was this 16-year-old boy, little black boy, who went in the ring with this queen. And yeah, because that's what she would do. She would record herself beating these girls up. Isn't that ridiculous? But I'm glad she did that. So when she got her ass whooped, it was the whole payoff. Because she was going around beating up innocent people, black, white, it didn't matter what. She was just going around tricking people and then beating them up on camera. So on this last fight, she had her camera rolling. She just knew she was going to beat this 16-year-old up. But honey, Miss 16-year-old got up in that ring and said, girl, let's go. And girl, Miss Thing could not take her boxing prowess, girl. Girl, she just was not ready for her, is what I'm telling you. So anyway, they're in the ring, they're doing their thing. She can't take. Now all of a sudden she needs a water break or whatever what the reason why she needed to leave the ring. Miss Black Girl said, no ma'am, no God, girl. So you left the ring, she left the ring. Next thing you know, she's choking her out. The girl is screaming, stop this, stop this. You got it. You've won. It don't work like that, girl. Because she's not just beating you up for herself. She's beating you up for every person in this video who you ever tried to embarrass. You're getting your butt whooped for all those girls. Because she beat her down. Go onto my Facebook. It's on my wall. Go onto my Facebook. Scroll down. You can't miss it. It's something like bully gets beat up by 16-year-old. Go on and watch that. Because the payoff is so real. And I just loved it. I loved every second. Loved it. Because he choked him out. He tried to run just like a coward. See how cowards do? It's like when you beat people up who you know can't fight back, you want to stay. But when they start beating you back up, now you want to run. You calling for security. Stop this, please. So at one point, he's ducking like this. Now he's trying to run. Miss Black Girl said, no ma'am, no God. She got her. Got her in the chokehold, bitch. Did that UFC shit on her ass. Had her wrapped up. Girl, she went limp, girl. Good. Choke her ass out. Choke her out. Choke her out. Wear her ass. Like I was living for every second. Sure was. Sure was. Sure was. Sure was. Sure was. Now I would love for her to cut that camera on today and let's see her do it again. Because see what it was is nobody had ever beat her before. And so she just thought she was unbeatable. So by the time that she got beat up, she couldn't even believe it. She was shell shocked. And then that black girl spit in her face too. When they broke it up, when she was walking by her, spit in her face. And what you gonna do? Expose your whole secret. You're a coward. You're a punk. Cause I dare somebody to spit in my face anything. Water, spit, anything. You could beat me up, girl, but you have to kill me because bitch, you spit in my face is going down. Because I'm going to grab this bottle, anything within reach, and it's going down. But she knew. She knew that she had met her match. And that girl walked on her way to that back room, looked at her, spit in her face, and kept them, and didn't even care. And you know what? Normally, I would not like that. But for her, I will make an exception. Because you deserved. Just when you see the video, you'll see why. Because you see how she took so much pride beating them girls up unexpectedly. So when she got beat up, it made me so happy. New York got spit. Oh, by Pumpkin. Dang, that's a throwback. But let me read some of these comments. Cute. I love how your hair. Yeah, you want to know what? And really, I've been saying I want to do it, but to be honest, I'm not. I think I'll do my hair once I get into my new place, girl. There are other more important things. And what I do is at night, I'll put my conditioner, make sure I massage my scalp and thank the universe. I know, see, I'm weird like that. Like, I'd be like, thank you, universe, for my health. And then I talk to my body, thank you so much for, allowing me to have fun with you today. Like, I sure do. Because, you have some people, I was watching a chick on YouTube who went skydiving. And some kind of way, I guess her parachute didn't open up and then she became paralyzed, or maybe the bottom part don't move. Things like that happen and you take it for granted. And it's like, every time I get my eyes, literally, especially when I hit this blunt, sometimes I'll sit in the mirror and I just go down a list. I say, thank you, hair. Thank you, hair follicles. Thank you, genetics. I say, thank you, eyes. And then I apologize to myself too. I do all of that. I sit there and I apologize to myself and I say, I'm sorry if I haven't been eating well. I apologize. I'm working on it. I'm sorry. I'll do better. You got to. Like, I don't know if it does anything, but I feel like it does. And to me, I feel like when you speak to the universe and thank the universe for the small things, them little things that you don't even be thinking are big, like thank you. I have my arms. Even something like my nails, grow the way they're supposed to. I can move my fingers. I have, you know what I'm saying? Like all of that little stuff that we just see, like you get a cut and it scabs over and then it heals. You have some people get a cut and it can be life threatening because their body doesn't know how to do that. And then they just bleed out. So it'd be little things. I say thank you so much. Thank you. You just, until I'm no longer here, I'll thank the universe for my time. And then I also thank the universe for my experiences, like all of that shit. I try to do that every day. And especially when I smoke, girl, I love it. That's why I can't wait to smoke with y'all, because I feel like the type of person that I am, it is so, listen. In my opinion, it's just easier to be humble and to just be a nice person. It's easier. It feels better. Everybody around you feels better. Why not? Who chooses to want to be miserable? Is what I'm saying. To me, I feel as though I smoke and I just be wanting to just be like, girl, let me tell you why you're so amazing. Like my friend, and he deserves it, because let me tell you about him real quick. I have so many stories. It's been so long since we've, you know what I'm saying? I don't even know where to begin with some of these stories. But why he's such an amazing person and I will always like have love for him is because, number one, he's so genuine. That's the first thing I think you know about him when you meet him. His energy is just, it just feels like someone who he is who he is, and he's just a sweet person, right? He's a strong person, but he's a sweet person. So I called him the day that I was supposed to be moving out. I had the friend that Legend of Mother Ashley doesn't feature. He was supposed to help me move, but then whatever happened, something happened. He was running late. I called this friend that I'm talking about, and to be honest with you, I wasn't expecting nothing from this man. I just wanted to hear his voice, kind of like Neil. I called Neil, wasn't wanting nothing but just to hear a voice of someone who I knew cared about me, who was a peer, you know, in my age bracket. And so, you know, I call him and I say, you know, I'm here, I'm packing my bags, but I'm stuck because I feel guilty and I feel like maybe I'm making a mistake. I just need to hear a voice of someone who I know. That's why you have to have people who you know care about you, so you can make that call. You know, but I was just like, I'm stuck. You know, I feel guilty. I know I shouldn't, but I do. And at one point, I was just pacing the hallway, walking up and down the hallway, because it just wasting time. And I kept thinking to myself, if I were to unpack right now, he would never know this happened. It's not too late for me to put everything back how it was, and this never happened. But I just knew that was my last chance. I would die if I didn't do that. I just knew. So I said, but even then, I had been broken down in my mind so much that even with me knowing that, I still needed help. Even though I knew my life depended on me leaving, I still couldn't just be like, well, fuck that nigga, fuck him. It's my heart. It was just like, I still was thinking, is he going to be okay? What's going to happen to him? Still, even at that last day. And so I called this one friend and I was just like, you know, I just need to hear your voice and just talk to me, man. Just talk to me. So he's ministering to me, whatever. And it makes me emotional because it was so real. Because he knew right off the gate. He said, what's wrong? I said, man, and I went through what it was. And he said, okay, I'm coming. When I called, I did not expect him to come. I just wanted to hear his voice. What's wrong? Blah, 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 blah. Okay, girl, do you need me to come? And that's what she first said. Do you need me to come? Is what she said. Excuse me. Do you need me to come? I said, no, I honestly just wanted to hear your voice. And then she vetoed me saying that. And then she said, I'm coming. That's how it went. She offered it. Do I need? Then I said, no, I just honestly, I have someone who's coming. He's running a little bit late, but he's on his way. And honestly, I just wanted to hear your voice because I know you care about me. And I just wanted to hear someone who I knew cared about me. And so then he came, helped me pack my car and his car in that hot ass apartment. He had Anais, I had Felice. And I just come, and then he took me to his house, And he said, listen, this is my office, but it's your home. He let me sleep on that little bed in his office. Help yourself to the food. I mean, so you see what I'm saying? So anyway, with him, he's just such an amazing person. So yesterday at his mom's birthday, because his family got so many Scorpios, so many back-to-back Scorpios. His nephew's birthday is my exact birthday. I'm turning 29. The nephew is turning 9. His birthday is November 3rd. So he had to be born on like what? I'm so bad with numbers, but like what? He had to have fallen on an 8. If we have the same number, he must have fallen on an 8. So that means I'm 1988. He must have been 2008 or something to that effect. You know what I'm saying? For him to be turning 9. No, he definitely is a narcissist. I mean, I've done so much research on this that I kind of know it. Now I know. He is. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. You know what? I wouldn't even call it a narcissist. I think he was more of a sociopath. Based on what I've been reading. Because he might have had narcissistic tendencies, but I think he was more of a sociopath because he knew how to play to my weaknesses. He knew that I was a strong person, but he knew he couldn't beat me head to head. He knew if he was going to beat me, it would be more of a mind game. And that's how he hit it. Oh, go ahead, Donald baby. What's your question? Go ahead on and ask your question. You better come on, beyond reproach. Yeah. And you can never criticize. He can never be wrong. And that's the thing that would annoy me, because what he would do is he would say to me the things that apply to him. Hey, Quinn baby, and to anybody, Malik, I see Malik is in the house. Anybody that has entered the home and I did not speak to directly, I love you. Welcome to the show. Welcome back, baby. Welcome back. But yeah, anytime I would say anything to him, and what would kill me about this situation, well, go ahead on and ask your question, and then that's what we'll do. I'll say what I'm saying, and then I'll answer a few questions, and then for those of you that play League, give me a second to roll my blunt. Let me what I got to eat? Because my mom makes her famous dirty rice. I adore my mother's dirty rice. And I had totally forgotten about her recipe. And I said to her, first of all, my mom, I love her so much, because when I started gaining all that weight, she said it with so much love. She said, what's going on, sweetheart? Because you getting a little, what's going on? But see, to me, that doesn't offend me. Because I know that my mother loves me and would never try to hurt me intentionally. Maybe there have been things in the past where indirectly I was hurt by it. But I'm Silver. Dang in hell. You need to be up on there. Wait, hold on. Are you saying that the Silver means you can't play with us, or that you can play with us? Because I want to get all of us up on there. You have to purposely try and lose to be bronze 5. Child, you said not try to lose. Astaghfirullah. She said that you had to. Did you want to lose that match, girl? What's going on? But, okay, so after this, give me like I said, give me like 5 minutes. No, give me about 10. Because, girl, I don't have my grinder, bitch. Girl. Don't got my grinder, so now I got to break it up with my fingers, bitch. Plus, let me tell you the secret. What you do, you burn some incense, right? Put it right by the door. So that way, whatever they're smelling is going to be the incense, girl. Then, in this bathroom, it's a small bathroom because it's a powder room. It's not a real, like, full bathroom. Girl, turn that fan on, Miss Thing. Hey, Supreme Baby, how you doing? Turn that fan on, and girl, the smell goes right outside. It goes right outside. And so, girl, just give me a second, girl. What I need is to find a new motherfucking dealer. God damn, it is so hard. Like, everybody I motherfucking know got a goddamn dealer, but me. The fuck. Okay, I don't know if I'm reading this right, but I'm seeing invited 17 fans. Does that mean that 17 additional girls that are not family members are on their way? Because, girl, this is a closed circuit. This is a closed circuit, darling. Mother Mariah, girl, you better come through. I live for a legendary female dealer. I secretly live for a legendary female dealer. No shade. First of all, in general, I just live for women that are bosses. I do. This is random, but can you make a do-it-yourself Mother Pat pump by shoving a number 2 pencil? I am so done with Carl tonight. Okay, so I'm gonna have to keep my eye out because this is a closed circuit. And maybe you didn't know that. And by the way, are you even a family member? Like, I'm thinking this was just a new family member. You know what I'm saying? But now I'm like, is this someone who just stumbled across? I'm the Nubius Potato that plays League and man, you better come through, Yasu. Yasu is annoying. If you get with someone who knows what they're doing with Yasu, my goodness. That's true. Girl, I'm gonna have to, maybe you could follow some of the girls on League, girl, but this is a closed circuit, girl. So, noob, at least you were a nice noob. Some of the noobs are mean, so thank you for being pleasant, girl, but I am going to have to ban you, sweetheart. You haven't done anything wrong, but girl, it's a closed circuit. Y'all, how do I do this again? Can someone remind me how to do this? I just feel like if we let her through, then we can't let her through. It's just unfortunate. If she is, and I was debating it, but then it's like, it's just a floodgate. Because now, she's not supposed to be here. And then she also invited girls. So we just got to be fair, girl. You got to go. I don't know how to do it, though. How do I ban people? Unless she just leaves on her own. I would actually because I don't dislike this person. Oh, you know what? And see, because you don't know me, even if you're a dude, I just say, girl, it's nothing personal. It's not you. It's just my vernacular. You know what I mean? But Mr. Noob, listen, you're actually a very pleasant person. Maybe someone can leave our handle on League. No. You are perfectly fine, my love. You can play with this on League, but this right here is like a closed circuit thing. So, yeah. And with that, and he'll say, she ain't part of the family, talking about I'm a boy. Yeah, right. So, I don't know how to. There was a way that someone told me. I would prefer him to just leave so I don't have to ban him since he seems like a nice person. But if not, I am definitely going to have to ban this person. I just don't know how. They make it so difficult. I feel like Blog TV was better. Blog TV was better because, number one, they allowed you to give the controls to other people. Like, I feel like maybe Rich Girl Billion. Rich Girl Billion might have been one of the glam crew. Maybe Darby. Maybe TR Greaves. I feel like Monet. Like, with this, how they have it now, I don't even remember how to do it. Like, what's the process? Oh, here's my question. It says, there was some drama with my first Facebook, so I made a new one. Oh. Okay, sure. No, listen. Let me tell you something. I'm going to be real with you. When it comes to social media, really, you have more access to me here on Patreon than you would on Facebook, even if we're friends. Like, I feel like occasionally I'll scroll down and like people's videos, maybe even comment. But the reality is, we're not gonna forget you, Mr. Noob. You're a sweetheart. So, and thank you for understanding. I really do appreciate that. See, if we could get more people like him for the girls that do randomly come here, if they could be that way, I would appreciate that. Because he at least was not like an asshole. You know what I mean? Like, at least he was more like normal. I don't know how to describe it, but at least I haven't been on Facebook. You see what I'm saying? So I kind of feel like Facebook, don't get me wrong, I like it, but you have more access to me here. Well, you want to know what it is, Chris? The reason why I use this one sometimes is because it's just easier for us to just right away start the show and just keep it moving. It is open. However, what happens is, because I'm on my ASMR YouTube or Google, I don't fucking know what you would call it, my email that's attached to this is attached to something that people don't really know. It's easy for me to kind of like go incognito. I don't do tags. I don't do anything where people know that I'm live unless people send it out. So you see what I'm saying? So although it's open to people, it's more like unlisted. Let's put it like that. I'm not promoting this. And so what happens is a lot of the time when you start seeing those girls, it's because other people are inviting them in, you know. Well, that actually makes sense. Now, 43 girls, now let's just say we were doing a show and there were 80 girls. For the numbers that we have, 80 is a little bit high. There probably are some girls that aren't supposed to be in there. 43, that's a number where it's the overwhelming majority of that number is probably our girls. Now, you might have maybe one or two of the 43 that might be accidentals, but then the other 40 are our girls. It was high last time's live show. Hey, Alex, baby, how you doing? But yeah, so and Instagram, but Donald, I mean, you know my Instagram, so you know I don't really do it as much as I should, to be honest. I know I need to be better about that. Can I be real, child? I just feel like in my mind, I almost feel silly sometimes because I don't be knowing how to, unless I'm taking a picture for something artistic, I almost feel silly taking pictures of myself because then I think, who really cares about this picture? Who wants to really see my breakfast? Who cares? And then I post it and people do like it. And then I almost feel like, are they just doing that because they like me? Or did they really, was that really interesting? So, no. We're definitely going to be doing the Patreon live streaming. The only reason why I want to do this right now is because the internet is kind of touch and go. I know with Crowdcast, I think that's what they call it on Patreon, it's just a little bit more finicky. You know what I'm saying? As far as you got to schedule it this much time in advance. Then after a point, they cut you off if you don't go into the system. Someone was breaking it down how I could change that. But it's just, I'm going to get back into that. I just wanted to connect with you guys and I didn't want to worry about the technical stuff. You know what I'm saying? Chris, let me tell you a promise. When I bring Cooking with Q back, here's the thing. I'm serving you breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I'm telling you with Pursue Acuity, and by the way, because my breakfast be off the chin. My eggs, are you kidding me? My bacon, because I make my bacon a little bit different, but I'm not going to spoil it for you. I'm not going to spoil it. Because I'm thinking, what? Scrambled eggs, bacon. What y'all want? What kind of breakfast? What you want for breakfast? Because, girl, I can make you whatever you want, honey. I'm serving you because, girl, you're never going to get eggs that are better. I feel like, let me tell you why I think my eggs are so good. Number one, because they're cheesy. Let's start there. Oh, you want some Belgian waffles? Okay, pancakes? Okay, no, let's do French toast. I'm going to tell you why we're going to do French toast. Because he did make the request. Let's start there. However, French toast is more complicated. So we can have more fun with it. You know what I'm saying? Because pancakes, girl, I could whip you some legendary pancakes, no problem, Mother Mariah. I want to give you something legendary that you're never going to forget. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to serve you some legendary French toast. Let me serve you some scrambled eggs. I know we got some vegans. So let me serve you. I'm trying to think what could we put on that plate? Because so far the whole plate is not vegan friendly. The whole plate is, hash browns. Yes. We need to throw some vegan scrambled eggs. I don't know, girl, because I still have to eat it. Home fries. Oh, and my mother makes the best motherfucking home fries, girl. So mine aren't going to touch hers, but I will try. She says sticks and grass. I'm so done with you. Not sticks and grass, girl. Not sticks and grass. Breakfast potato. Okay, so here's what I'm serving y'all for our first breakfast Cooking with Q. We're going to do scrambled eggs, French toast. We're going to throw some home fries on there for our vegans. Because I'm going to make sure we throw plenty of peppers and onions, girl. They're going to be the right consistency. I might throw a pinch of garlic in there too. Not too much, because home fries don't need all that, to be honest. What else? I think that's pretty good. Plus we don't want to put all the recipes out on one episode. So maybe we could take one thing off that plate. We got to take one thing off that plate, girl. So we got egg. Okay, so we got the home fries for the vegans. We got the eggs, and then we need a meat. You said because I can't eat eggs and dairy. Okay, so yeah, we got to do. Okay, so we got. So you can't. Okay, so we got to take the French toast off because the French toast will require eggs. Take the French toast away. We got home fries, eggs, So the home fries would be for you, eggs, and then what's that third thing that was on that list? I can serve you turkey bacon. I will certainly serve you turkey bacon because, to be honest, I don't eat beef bacon, and obviously I don't do pork bacon, but I will definitely serve you some low sodium turkey bacon. But girl, wait till you see how I serve her, because my turkey bacon I'm not even gonna spoil it. Let me just say this: it'd be nice, it'd be the perfect amount of crisp and tender. Now, it's very difficult to do because turkey bacon get dry real quick, but girl, it's the way to do it. You got to make it a certain kind of way. I'm gonna show you. I can show you better than I can tell you, but just know it's gonna be crisp, not burnt. That seasoning, what I'm gonna put over top of her, girl, just wait. Just fucking wait. Also, what I'm also gonna be doing, how long did it take me to learn to drive? So I waited. I was a late bloomer when it came to that, right? But when I started, at the time my mother started giving me lessons, it wasn't long. I would say it took me about a month, 2 months at the time I started taking it seriously. Oh girl, Mariah, you know I wouldn't dare serve you sloppy bacon, girl. You know I know how my girls need their bacon to be served. Girl, I'm not gonna be serving y'all some raw, flimsy bacon, girl. You want to know what, Nastasia? Where do you live? You're NYC, right? Are you NYC? Who's NYC? Because, certain places, that's what I'm saying. I thought about moving to New York again, or not again, because I was in Jersey that first time. But, so I could be in New York because I can afford it now. But then I thought, I got a car. That would be a whole nother apartment just trying to storage my car. So, in New York, you don't really need a car, I don't think. Personally, I think depending on where you live, I guess. But I think generally speaking, you said it would crush my spirit. Here's the thing about New York, I think I could handle New York, and I'm going to tell you why. I was told going to LA would also crush me, but I feel that because of my resolve, number one, and also the people who fuck with me, wherever I touch down, I feel like things will occur the way they need to. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. I don't believe in saying things are going to be easy. But I do believe that a way would be made. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm not. No, don't say that. No, you're strong enough. People can be assholes. And maybe what it is you're an empath to the point to where you feel a lot. And I understand it because I feel like I'm that way too. But see, I know how to put that armor on before I step outside because I'm empathetic too. But I think sometimes people, they take something that is actually a benefit and they see it as a negative. When you are a sensitive person, that's not a negative thing. I think what it is you have to learn how to channel your ability. Because I view that as a superpower. A person that can feel other people's pain, that's a superpower to me. A person that can then feel someone else's pain and then translate that into something productive, that's an ability. That's not something that everyone can do. And so don't ever feel like, oh, I'm not strong enough. No, you're strong enough. You know what I mean? But you just need to channel that energy. I'm telling you, it's one of the, that's why when it comes to pursue acuity, I can't wait. Let me tell you my idea for so far where I am with it. I'm wanting it to be something to where, number one, it's something to where we can address real issues, but en masse. So in other words, we may take questions, but what I'm thinking is I want the questions to be things that are, that people in general can relate to, right? I want to take that and then I want it to be a situation to where we handle it in the morning, right? We handle it in the morning. Why I want to do morning, why I think morning is so important is because that's the start of your day. Initially I thought maybe evenings might be better because people are winding down. However, morning might be better in my mind. I'm gonna tell you my logic and y'all tell me if this makes sense to you. If I were to hit you with this program at night, maybe at night you'd be like, oh, I'm pumped, I'm ready to go, I'm ready to conquer. But then from the time that you feel that way, you've been done, took your shower, went to bed. Maybe you didn't right away go to bed. Maybe you got a phone call. This one then got on your nerves. Your kids, your this, your that. By the time that next day come around, you starting off wrong. See what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, if I hit you in the morning with the programming, then on your way to work, you're pumped. On your way to whatever you're doing, you're pumped at the start. So you already going in like, okay, I can do this. I got it. Instead of me hitting you the night before, who knows, by the time you finish listening to the time you wake up, anything could have happened. So I'm thinking it's a better chance of it being more successful if we can. You want to talk about, now, these spirits done followed me to this location. Now, did y'all see me touch anything? Did you see me touch anything? The fuck just happened? Yo, I ain't knocking it. I know magic is this, girl. That was the TV playing something. This shit been okay. All right. Okay. I ain't mad. Go ahead, girl. I have. But it just cut on. I didn't touch a damn thing. When I say I believe in magic, I don't believe in it maybe in the sense that when you look at movies and TV, and now look, if I had not muted this, Days of Our Lives. What time is it? I just muted this because I knew the TV was going to start some shit. That is so weird. When I heard it do that dun 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 or whatever that sound was, I said, girl, let me grab this shit because it's about to start carrying. Muted her. And now it's a football game. What the fuck? Information. Let me see what's going on. Who is this playing? What is this, the Colts? Who is this? Girl, can this shit get off my screen? It's still saying Days of Our Lives, but it's clearly a football game. Who is this? Girl, I lied. The Lions. Okay, so we got the Lions, and this got to be the Pittsburgh Steelers. He cute. Girl, but girl, see, that's why I don't like watching football, girl, because I want to watch it when I can be serious. Let me turn the channel. I don't like being that person. Let me turn the channel. Because I feel like I hate being that girl. I mean, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but I personally just don't want to be that girl. Not that there's a problem, but I just feel like if I'm going to watch sports, I want to actually know what I'm looking at, and I want to actually be into it. I don't want to be like, ooh, girl, I want to actually know what I'm looking at. So, let me turn. Magic can be in anything. Our ability to even eat, drink, walk, talk. Yeah, I can see that too. But when I say, and I agree with that, but when I say magic, I mean, I'm talking about like, not Harry Potter, but kind of. Because I've seen it. And now I know it's true. So it's almost like I already believed before I saw with my own eyes different things occur. But I really was a believer when I started to see things occur. Once that happened, I knew. I already thought it, but then I really knew. And here's why it's not that hard to believe. Wait. Is this Jake Gyllenhaal up here with this black child? Am I seeing things? What is going on? That was kind of a weird commercial, girl. That's the thing what I hate. Let me say this real quick. I hate when things become trendy. I do. I'm not going to even sit here and flex. I do. I hate when things become trendy. Meaning, I feel like give people visibility, but don't. You ever hear a person who is sick be like, okay, I know that I'm sick, you guys, but you don't just treat me normal. You ever hear like in the movies, they be like, just talk to me normal. You don't have to talk to me like I'm sick. Just talk to me normal. That's how I be feeling. I feel like with our trans brothers and sisters and with interracial relationships, right now, it's like a fad, I almost feel like. To where it's almost like all the companies, you don't even care about trans people, bitch. You don't care about interracial relationships. You just know that that's trendy right now. So it's almost like that Calvin Klein commercial. It was a Calvin Klein commercial with Jake Gyllenhaal with a black woman and an interracial child. Why? Does he really have an interracial child? Why do we have to pretend that he does? I didn't understand that. Like, it just almost felt like, let's just throw him in, like, to be edgy. Let's do a black and white commercial where he's the dad and his daughter. Like, it just felt like it didn't feel authentic. Like, I can see you putting that in some commercials where it might make sense, or just because maybe that was just a choice you made. But you just know the difference between somebody doing it because it's a fad and someone doing it because, I'll tell you when I like it better. I like it better when people do shit like that when it's not popular. Because that's how you know they really believed in it. Because I feel like a person that will put their neck out on the line when it's dangerous to do it, that's a person who believes what they're doing. If you were too scared to do it, that means it didn't mean that much to you, girl. Because if it meant that much to you, you would have just said it. You said, oh my God, girl, Q, I got into an argument with someone because I asked how you pronounce they, them, if you're a singular person, and they called, what? I don't understand. Wait, I don't understand what their argument is. I don't understand what their argument. What are they trying to say? Why are they mad at you again? To be honest, person, I would pay her because already she sounds stupid. I don't even know who this girl is, but girl, she should just, okay, girl, paid, and I will let her twirl right out my door. They said their pronouns are they, them. Oh, girl. Okay, all right, okay. See, and that's another thing. Then it starts to get too ridiculous. Like, we do have to be realistic after a point. Like, okay, I get it. But then we do have to start, I mean, come on. Like, where do you draw the line? Because to me, I'm like, okay, I can take the trans girls and I can even take the transracial girls. And I know that everybody's not on board with that. I don't care because to me, it's fair. You don't have to think it's the same thing. I'm not saying it's the same thing. I'm saying it's similar. I don't care what no one says. That's how I view it. And I just feel like, how can you be a person who wants people to see you how you want to be seen, but now you think you have a place to tell someone else they can't be who they want? You're wrong. But then I start feeling like, okay, what about those girls who feel like they don't want their arms and their legs? You have to at some point say no. Like, at some point you have to say, I'm sorry, but no. Because if I were a doctor and someone came into my office and said, I hate my legs, I'd like for you to amputate my perfectly working legs. It's like, it's hard because you want to be fair. Like, well, if I can let her do her thing. But then it starts to go like too much. I don't know. What do y'all think? Am I wrong? You said I can't with all the identity politics. No doctor. Right. But see what happened. Let me say how they do it though, Liz. What they do, I remember, was it Maury? I think I might have been watching Maury. And what he had these people on his show. And the one guy, I think he said, I don't know if it was his arm or his leg has been so long. But anyway, he wanted, like you said, they refused. No, we're not taking off your healthy arm or whatever, your healthy leg. They refused. So what he did was he took a shotgun or some type of gun and blew his arm so badly to where they had no choice but to remove it. So you see what I'm saying? Trisexual. Isn't trisexual just like I'll try anything once? Or is there like another version of that? Like you said, at the end of the day, you are going to a store, you still have to, right? Like, I mean, to me, it's like you going too deep into it. Girl, you are going too, now it's like you're not even human anymore. Like, oh, I'm not even a human being. I am a thing. And what makes it so bad is no matter how they frame it, unless you pull a Prince, you're still labeled. And even if you pull a Prince, you're still labeled because they still called you the artist formerly known as Prince. No matter what, girl, people have to be able to identify you, girl. And it's like, it's crazy that we're living in a world where people are really thinking it's wrong that you can say, this is a man, this is a woman, this is a little boy, that's a little girl. Like, oh, stop imposing on me. This is also too where I feel that people are too sensitive, because there are times where people are being insensitive. Like, somebody might say something about it. For instance, at the barbecue, there was a girl who I could tell she was not fully educated as far as trans girls are concerned. And so some of the things she was saying were a little bit harsh. I could tell she wasn't meaning it that way, but it was how she was saying. So she was talking about Caitlyn. Now, y'all know how I feel about Caitlyn, but even with Caitlyn, there's a certain way you have to address that. So I'll give you an example. She was like, oh, well, but how he gonna go this long and he don't know and he. Now, I knew she didn't mean it that, like, to say it like that, but I'm thinking, girl, okay, the bottom line is now she's trans. So regardless of how you think she got to that point, okay, that's fine. But that's what she's saying she is today. So now today, she wants to be called she. That's just it. And I keep telling girls, here's my thing. It's not about acceptance. That's a losing battle. You'll never win it. Go for respect. Don't nobody got to understand your lifestyle, how you live. Just go for respect and go for your rights. Because even as far as I'm concerned, me not understanding you want to cut your arm off is irrelevant. So what? I don't get it, but oh well. So, but what I'm saying is, so I understand both sides. Like sometimes they are insensitive, but then other times the LGBT community can be too sensitive. Like everything is not homophobic. Everything is not a dig. You know, like remember a few years back they wanted Bert and Ernie to be gay. Like, why are y'all fucking with this classic childhood? Leave it how it is. It's a children's show. They're fucking puppets. Move along. But it turned into this thing where it was like, oh, you know, there needs to be gays on the show and we need representation. And then we started to look like we were a joke, I felt personally. Because remember, then they had the video. Then I had, you said, if you said this on the main channel. Oh, girl, but I have said this on my main channel, you know, and they did come for me with their pitchforks. But, girl, Beauty and the Beast, girl. Killed the beast. But were they successful? And at the end, girl, the curse was still broken. So the girls that were supposed to be with the beast were with the beast. And when that curse got broken, girl, everybody came up for the ride. But the girls that wanted to kill the beast, girl, they were unsuccessful. And then they went back to their provincial life, as Belle calls it. There must be more than this provincial life. Because it's very provincial to feel like you can't have opinions of your own. It's very basic. It's very basic to feel like once you have one idea, it can only be that idea. I think it's very adult to be able to have compassion and to also be able to speak in a way to where you're vocalizing your opinion, but not doing it in a way where you're trying to offend people. But at the end of the day, what I realized too is no matter how you say it, someone is going to be offended, because I feel like I love my trans brothers and sisters. There's no doubt about that. Like I said, you know, when I met Kat Black, she was a sweetheart. We had a good time. We had not a single issue, because why should we? Is what I'm saying. Why should there be a problem? Because like I said, when I met her, it was all respect. I'm not coming here to disrespect nobody, make nobody feel like they're wrong for being who they are. No problem. I'm just saying, I don't understand how people can want people to see them how they want to be seen and then be so quick to tell another person that they can't do the same thing. I don't care if it's not transgender. If it's transracial and this is what she thinks she needs to be happy, far be it from me to tell her no. Especially if I'm living as a person who just 5 years ago everybody thought was mentally insane. Because you have to be realistic. A few years ago, people were saying transgender was a mental illness. So now how can that community turn around and say what can't be done? I think that's that. But see, to me, I should be able to say that and there should be no love lost, because am I being unfair? Like my thing is, I always try to approach it like, what's the fair thing? What's the fair thing? Like I'm not trying to be hurtful. I'm just saying, I'm just trying to be fair. That's it. And I think sometimes what happens is people don't want fairness. They want allegiance. Blind loyalty. And that means, okay, so if I support black people, that means even when a black person does something wrong, I have to support it. No, that's not real friendship. That's not real community. Real community means you hold people accountable. You try to position people to be their truest self, their highest form of themselves. Like that's a community. A community means if you see one of the children going off the path that you know, like, okay, you're trying to get to this dream, these drugs ain't gonna get it. You talking about heroin, you talking about this. Well, my friends are doing it. I remember my mom used to say to me when I was a kid, and I think this is like I don't know if it's a black thing. I'm sure everybody says it, but I have only ever heard this said in a black home. I can't tell you how many times. Mommy, they got it. This person's mother let them do. Well, I'm not their mother, and that's not my child. So, okay, hallelujah to them. Congrats. I am so glad that you got that second Genesis. You're not getting one. Now till them grades come up and increase in size and stature. How about that? So, girl, you want that? So you want that Nintendo 64, girl? Well, you're gonna have to earn her today. Well, but what about him? Well, what about him? You said, are you against trans people using the bathroom of their choice? I'm going to be honest with you, and I know this is a touchy subject, It's not, I'm not against trans people using the bathroom of their choice. I'm against people using the bathroom of their choice personally. It's not a trans thing for me. I understand the need to have separate bathrooms, and I don't see why people make that sound like that's crazy. It makes sense to me, but it's not a trans thing is what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? It's not a trans thing. I think if you are a trans woman that is living your life day to day as a woman, then use the women's bathroom. You know the difference between a bitch that's carrying who's like fake versus who is a real woman. Meaning, Gigi used the women's bathroom. Amaya used it. Even if you're like a bigger woman who has like broader shoulders and you're trans, use it because we can tell the difference. You know what I mean? I think society is smart enough to know the difference between a predator who is just dressing in a women's clothes so they can be in the women's room versus I'm a real trans woman who is living as a woman. Because then on the flip side, then the men would be feeling some kind of way if here's this person, this trans person in this dress sitting here next to their son. So it's almost like you can't win for losing. I think for the girls that are legitimate, let them use the bathroom. I do think that there is a wider conversation as far as the locker room is concerned, because then it's a little bit different. And I'm going to explain to you why. It's different because in a bathroom, it's private. You understand? In a bathroom, it's private. In a bathroom, I can be trans and you not know my tea because I can get in this stall and close my door and then it's just me. When you start talking about locker rooms where people are showering, I can understand. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just being open and seeing other people's side. I understand why a mom might feel like I don't know if I'm ready to have that conversation with my child on why this particular woman also has a penis. Because if you're showering, are you showering in your panties? And if you do that, that's almost going to draw more attention than to just have your penis out. So it just gets, that's a larger conversation that I don't have the answer to yet. But I understand all sides. It's just very nuanced. It's one of those things where you don't want to shut it down because you understand the trans girls, but then you also have to validate the biological women. It's unfair to make only one side make all the compromise. We got to see both. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like sometimes the LGBT community, we can be very like tunnel vision to the point to where, like, let's just say for instance with certain things. I'll say with that wedding cake, I thought that was a situation where it was kind of tried. Because at the end of the day, I look at it like this. Fuck that bitch. She don't want my coins. I'm going somewhere where my coins are wanted. Because even had she made that cake for me, I would know that she was not pouring love into my cake the way I would need that love to be poured into my cake for my wedding day. But what kills me sometimes is the hypocrisy of our community, which is, why can someone who is religious, and I want to be very clear, I'm not saying that it's right. I'm just saying that I get it. You know? But why is it okay that we should be able to be served whenever we go into any place? But I turn around all the time. Gays refusing to serve. You voted for Trump. They don't want to serve you. You know, you did something they didn't like. They want to badger you and boycott. So it's like the same thing they don't like, they do. And that's why it's like people don't even take us serious sometimes, because it's almost like, girl, let them faggots talk, and then they'll let them talk, because we do too much talking. And then when you have the girl throw the glitter into the girl's face, it's like you're making us into a fucking cartoon, and you just don't get it. And so, whatever, it is what it is, girl. I just feel like we have to start. I think if people could have an adult conversation and really just talk, I think that we would find, like, I think the fear that some people have of trans girls would dissipate if a real conversation could happen. I don't think real conversations are happening. All the conversations which you see, in my opinion, are sensationalized. You know what I mean? So, for instance, fuck the bathroom temporarily. Fuck the bathroom. Let's have trans people really share their stories on what it's like to be trans. Because maybe if you knew her backstory, you would have more empathy when it comes to this bathroom, girl. But the problem is people don't understand that part. And all they want to do is force this bathroom conversation down your throat. But if you would just share more of the stories and show that I'm just trying to be a person and live my life like everybody else. I just want to be happy. If people could really look into your eyes. Nice to meet you too, my love. I thought you might have been new. I was like, okay, this might be new. This might be new. You joined 2 weeks ago. Well, welcome to the family, my love. I'm so glad. I don't know. When's the last time I went live? I think you might have came in just as I was breaking up. I don't even know how long I've been broken up. But I think you might have been coming in just as I was breaking up. So you kind of came in as things were, kind of up in the air. But am I making sense, you guys? Am I making some kind of sense? I'm just saying, I feel like for me personally, I'll give you an example. Prime example. I never really liked Chris Brown. I also didn't not like him. I was indifferent. His little Netflix documentary opened my eyes to understand him more. Because before then, it was just him trying to get people to understand that I've changed. So he was wanting to cram that down people's throats. But when I actually sat down and said, let me just watch this shit. Let me just watch it. For me personally, you may still not like him, but me personally, it's not even that I like him. I just understand it more. Let's put it like that. I just have a little bit more of compassion for that situation. Not that I feel that it was right that he did it, because I don't. But I'm just saying, when you kind of get into the story of the household and how it was. But see, that's how I try to be with people, though. Because even with my mom, I'm that way. Because with my mom, you said, but are you a... Well, I'm confused. What just happened? Oh, you're talking... Okay. See, that's what I'm saying. I know we may... Yep, see. See, how did you know? Justin clocked in with that one. But see, this is another person who was a nice person. They just don't realize that this is a closed circuit. Hey, Zoe, baby. How you doing, gorgeous? I think he stumbled into this innocently enough, and he may even be one of the people who was invited by Mr. Potato earlier, or Mr. Noob earlier. How are you indifferent when he beats Riri? Well, let me tell you let me read his comment first, and then I'll tell you what I think. Let me see. I'm indifferent on him now because I haven't taken. I'm gonna tell you, Annabelle, why I think. I'm gonna tell you what I think. When I watched that documentary, I understood it. That man had been famous since he was like a teenager. I'm on YouTube, and I know what the pressure of me not wanting to disappoint people, as far as like the people who believe in me, my family, myself, it's immense. And I'm on YouTube. This dude was doing #1 songs since he was 15, 16. He had to grow up in front of us. Now, there's a lot of people who you may know and respect who you just don't know might have been abusive. You might just don't know. Because in his case, it just became public. But you think he's the only one doing that? In my opinion, it's probably good he got busted out the way he did. Because it forced him to really look in the mirror. You didn't get away with it. You got caught. Now, personally, as a human being, we have to make sure he has to be held accountable for what he did. I agree with you, Mother Annabelle. He needs to be held accountable, and he needs to do his time, and he deserves. The people who were angry, he deserved all of that, because you had put your hands on this girl the way you did. Okay, maybe she put her hands on you too, but still, you clearly went off the deep end. Okay. That being said, I said all that to get to this point. In my opinion, and this is just, and let me be very clear, you don't have to agree with me. But in my own humble opinion, people you love who maybe in your family might have been at one point an abuser. Whether it was maybe emotionally, whether it was physically, maybe on drugs. Like, nobody walks away unscathed. When it comes to me and Tamaya, legendary mother Tamaya who passed, I know that I was not as good to her as I could have been. She really did deserve better. But I did the best that I could. How you doing, my love? I did the best that I could. And why I try to see the best in people, if there is any good there, why I try is because I know people can change if they want to. Now, I'm not going to force you into changing. But if I feel like, okay, because when I watched that documentary, I didn't hear a bunch of excuses. And that was the main thing. I was like, nigga, don't get on this camera and start making excuses for why you beat this woman up like this. He took ownership. He took it all. He accepted what people said about him. He admitted, like, it showed me just a different side. It showed me a side that the media did not show me. And so I understand why other people might want to still be upset. I'm not upset. Rihanna has moved on. I'm not, if the victim has moved on and forgiven him, why am I upset? If this is the only time this has happened and you got busted and you got the help and you actually made those changes and you aren't beating up on your child, beating up on the women in your life, then it's not something that I will forget, but it's something that I can move beyond and not hold you to that one thing. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm telling you, who knows what our parents did that might have been like sketchy. What if your mother was messy when she was younger? Like, who knows? People can change. Like, I really do think that. Now, I feel like there are some things where it's unforgivable. Now, I will say, let me scale back. Let me scale back. I think if you are someone that is like a child molester, a rapist, a murderer, okay, for me, that's where I have to draw the line. As far as I don't give you another chance, personally. Physical abuse is bad also, but I feel like it's just something about being raped that's different. It's just different. It's just a different thing that happens to you mentally than if someone slaps you, that does something to you mentally. Someone takes you someone takes you out of your car or something and does that to you. I don't know. I'm not trying to make it seem like that's better. I don't want to make it seem like I know what I'm thinking. It's not coming out the way I'm thinking, but all I'm saying is, it's just, to me, what happens to a person that happens, like rape, it's just different. And so to me, not giving him a pass, but some women are just as guilty. What do you mean, like, in terms of, like, the abuse, like the punching and stuff? What are you talking about? Oh, well, no, but see, here's the thing. Let's be very clear. Let's slow it down. No one is victim blaming. And there's a difference between victim blaming and just being logical about the conversation. There's a difference. A person who's been raped and I say, well, maybe it was her dress, I victim blamed her. If a woman goes to a man's house and you don't know this person, that was a stupid decision. It was wrong that they raped you, but I shouldn't feel wrong to say, let's make smarter decisions. That's not wrong either. I don't see why that's what I mean when I say people are living in a world where they can't be honest. If I had a daughter, you better believe I'm going to tell her to protect herself. And I'm not going to silence myself because I'm afraid maybe she'll think I'm victim blaming. I don't give a fuck. Because this is my child, or if I love this person, I don't care who takes it how. You know what I'm saying? But there's a difference between blaming the victim. Oh, well, she had it coming. She asked for it. And just saying, make smarter decisions. You know, it's not right. It's not right. And I want to be very clear. It's not right in any stretch of the imagination. But it's the situations where it's the world we live in. So I remember my mom used to say to me when I was younger, how did she say it? Something to the extent of, you can be right or you can be dead right. That's the same thing. It's no different. You can be right that, yeah, well, I should have been able to do this. You're right. No one is arguing that. But what I'm saying is, why is it wrong to tell our sisters, sis, look, some of these men are pigs. They're dogs. And people say, well, teach your sons. Listen, some of it is the parents. But I hate when people right away jump to a parent. Because some of these parents do everything for their kids and they still kill people. They still rape. They still beat people up. They still are horrible people. And you meet the parents and it's like, what happened? You can't put it, that's where it's going wrong. Everybody has to understand where we are. The parents of course, they take some responsibility. The person who's perpetrating takes responsibility. But I'm saying, I'm going to give you an example. As a gay dude, I know where it's safe for me to go and where it's not. Now, that being said, if I'm going to go to those areas, I'm alert. I don't go into it sashaying like, oh, because I know this isn't my territory. Now, is that wrong? Yes, but it's the reality. Now, I could be like, well, fuck these niggas because I should be able to do what I want. And that's true. And then I can end up dead because now I made myself a target. It's just the reality. Now, that doesn't mean that people, gay men or trans sisters that have been murdered, I'm not saying, well, they deserved it. Not at all. But anytime you see something like that on TV, it should be a wake-up call that as much as we have progressed, we still have these animals, these wolves living amongst us. So it's almost like be comfortable, but don't get too comfortable. Because look what happened to me. I didn't get beat up on, but I got emotionally fucked up as far as having this nigga have me thinking that, am I really not that talented? Am I really not reaching people? Am I really not making a difference? Little conversations, what we would have. So you see what I'm saying? It's like, so for me, it's like now that happened to me, now I can tell people, you know, once I process everything, now we can learn from it. So that's what I'm saying. I feel like we should be learning, like, what can we do, sis, to like better protect? Because here's the thing. If I was a dad to a human child, I'm only going to expect the world to do so much for my child because I know this motherfucking world we live in, boom. So I'm going to hope that my child would be in a situation to where they met people that were kind. But I would know that if I have a daughter that's sensitive, that has a big heart, then I would have to make sure that she had the right tools so that you're a sweet child. Don't ever change that. But when someone starts making you feel uncomfortable, don't you ever feel like you have to say yes when you don't want to. If you feel like it's a situation you're uncomfortable with, slowly don't let them know that you know what they're doing. Just slowly start to remove yourself. Like, now I know I can give that, I can pass that along. But I think we're living in a world to where if you say that, it's like, oh, you're victim blaming. Why are you telling her how to protect herself instead of telling these men not to do it? I think most parents tell their kids not to rob banks, and yet banks are still being robbed. I think most parents make it clear that murdering someone is not the right thing to do, and yet people get killed every day. I don't understand why people are so retarded in the idea of it don't matter how this person is raised. And stop thinking that people were raised right. And stop thinking that people were raised like you. Or stop thinking that people have your mentality. Like, that's what got me fucked up in my relationship. Because I'm thinking, why would a person want to be with me just to hurt me? Well, who knows? But it happened. So move on. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm telling myself. Like, take what you need from that lesson. I'm not going to be a victim though. Like, I cried. But I'm not going to be no victim. Because at the end of the day, bitch, I'm not going to let him stop any of my blessings. And that's what I would encourage anyone to do. Anything that happens to you that is bad is horrible. Take whatever time you need to absorb that and to be okay with that in order to move forward. But when you process that, don't let it hold you. Because that's the thing too. Like, I wish some of these programs sensationalize the victimhood too much. I don't like that personally. That's just me. And I know other people may disagree with that. Personally, I want you to put more of a spotlight on the survivors who are like, and look at me today. Fuck that nigga. Cause you know, he's still in the projects, bitch, strung out on drugs. Nothing is going on for him. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like, to me, I want to see more, because I think if people would see that this happened to me, and I hate that it happened to me, but there's life. There's something after this. Because I think that's why a lot of people stay in silence. They're embarrassed. They're ashamed. They feel like if people knew, there would be nothing left for them. Nobody would want to date me because I got raped. This happened. But I think if more people who that occurred to would say, you know, it happened to me and I still rose, like Dr. Maya Angelou told me, I still rose. I think more people would be willing to, number one, come forward. And then also, I think pouring into our children, like letting them know how important, like, I don't know. Just so that even though the world is fucked up, if your child walks into the world with a sense of self where they know who they are and they feel good about themselves, I'm not saying that they won't be taken advantage of, but you minimize the chances. Because it's like, bitch, because I know some girl, when I was growing up, I knew some women, or girls rather, that when we were coming up, all you had to do was say, you look good, you fine, ma. And that was enough to just make them panties drop. And I used to always think, dang, that's it? That is a person who you are what is that? I don't even know what that is. Is that like I don't know what that is, my love. The bed of the past relationship was messed up. That would be warning one. I must have missed. Oh, hey, Poke Baby. Right, quite here. I've been the same way. Just because I wouldn't do it to someone doesn't mean that they... And that's the thing. And that's a hard pill to swallow, you guys. Because, I mean, prime example. Just think about what happened right here on Patreon recently. We were just talking about it earlier. Just think about that. I mean, in my mind, I'm disappointed, but I'm not shocked. It's a disappointment. But one monkey don't stop no show. When she decided she wanted to sit there and try to drag me on that blog, how she did, and lie. Again, I'm asking the question, who would do that? She would do it because she did. See what I mean? In my mind, it's almost like, how could a person, what, huh? But then you have to stop and think, everyone is not you. Everyone don't think like you. So whereas you feel like, oh, if somebody was kind to me, oh, I would want to reciprocate and be kind to them. You could be kind to someone. I have a story time, and now we going on 3 hours, and we still need to play League. It's still early. It's still an early night, so we still doing okay. But okay, so for Halloween, this is story time. I'm not gonna go. Fuck. Then I'll be thinking I'm gonna tell the whole story because I'm just giving you bits and pieces. Halloween. I'm gonna just tell this part of the story. Halloween. Girl, my League is fully downloaded. I'm so ready. I love you guys so much. And by the way, let me also pause and say this. I want everybody in the family to know it's no disrespect. This is how it's supposed to be, by the way. You can come and have a conversation, and if you felt like we were victim shaming, you should be able to say that, and then I should be able to clarify and say my position. And by the end of that conversation, it should be no love lost, because I'm not offended how you feel, the way you feel. You know what I'm saying? Especially in particular, because you could tell a bitch that just want to disagree just to disagree. That was how my partner was, my ex. That's how he was too. He would just disagree with me just so he could, just to be arguing with me. You know what I'm saying? But what I love is we can come and we can have these type of conversations, because we have all kinds of people, white, black, trans, Muslim, this, that. So no matter what we talk about, somebody can interject. And what I love is by the end of it, oh, I didn't think about it like that. Okay, I see what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? Because I can always learn something too. And at the end of the day, I think the blessing in this is that nobody's coming here to hurt nobody. You know what I'm saying? In the moment I see somebody really being up in here, like trying to really hurt people's feelings, like, well, fuck y'all. Girl, you're gone. And girl, let's go ahead and give her back her coin for this month, girl. And she's gone. Because we don't need that trash on here. You know what I'm saying? But I digress. Listen, Halloween, one of the girls, I want to say she's trans. Because she slept in her wig and she slept in her clothes. So I'm feeling like she's trans. But then again, maybe she was just feeling tired. I don't know. Let's put it like this. I've never seen her dressed down as a boy. So I want to say she's trans. And so anyway, she came out for Halloween. I hated her energy though. She thought, who did she think she was? Because she gave me the vibe that she thought you were supposed to kiss her ass, be all up her ass. And I'm just thinking to myself, if I don't expect you to be up my ass, why would you expect me to be up your ass? You know, what does Escalita in New York? The club? I might have said it, and when I see that word, I think of New York. So I probably used that name for one of the characters, maybe because I liked the way it seemed. But if my memory serves me correct, that if that's a character in the show, or if maybe I named the bodega Escalitas, I got it from that. Because there was a place I went to when I lived in Jersey. It was a club, and it's in New York, and it's called Escalitas, I believe. So I'm guessing maybe I took that name and applied it into the show when I was doing a character. It's been so long. I don't even remember the storyline. I'd have to go back, to be honest. To really answer that question, I'd have to go back and watch it again to remember. Come through, Neil. I knew I wasn't crazy. Yeah, so if I threw that in there, that's where I got that from, New York. Because when I hear that name, Escalita, the only thing I can think of is New York. Like, that's where I got that from. So if there was a character in that show called, and I called her Escalita, or maybe a place, I got it from that. But listen, you guys. Oh, let me finish telling this thing real quick. So, Miss Thing, well, then again, no, I'm going to save that because that is a full-blown story time. So now I'm going to save that. Plus, we've been on for about 3 hours. Let me just say this before we close out, and then we're going to close out. Give me about 10 minutes, and then we're going to do what we do and hop on League for those of you that play League. But I just want to say in closing, again, I know you guys know how I feel about this, but I really just want to, again, thank you from the bottom of my heart just for everything what you guys have done. You all have been so impactful in my healing process to, like, do what I need to do. I just couldn't have asked for better family members to kind of embark on this journey with me, on this thing, what we're doing. I couldn't have asked for better. I mean, I'm going to hustle for you guys so hard. Like, I can't wait. Like, I tried to get into my apartment sooner, but I guess the guy is like, no, my lease is up in December and I'm going to take all my time. So, which I understand. I'm not even mad at him for doing that, But in any case, I can't wait to just hustle and show y'all, like, how it's really going to be. Like, and if y'all had a good time before when we was doing Cooking with Q, just wait. You hear her snoring? Listen, she is knocked the fuck out. Listen. Oh, now she might be. Okay, whatever. That's cute. But yeah, so I just know my heart, like, I can't wait. The colors, oh my God. I can't wait. And I just know. I can't wait. I just know. So thank you for your patience. Thank you for your understanding. Thank you for your love. I know that this is beyond entertainment. That's like a part of it. But now it's like there's so many moving parts. It's like it's a family. We know these girls' faces. We know their names. You know what I'm saying? And so now here she go again. Now she's starting back up. So anyway, I love you guys more than words can say. And, like I say, 2018, universe willing, if the universe deems it possible and deems it so, it will be. Because I'm so amped to serve this plate, especially for the haters that are trying to say I'm homeless. It's like, girl, Pharrell, just wait till you see me. Girl, first I just wanted to be in my own space. Then I was like, okay, I want to be in my own space, but it's going to be better for my artwork because then I can create what I want. Nobody telling me nothing. I don't have to ask for approval. I can just create what I want. I'll be out and about. I'll have stories to tell. Then, so it bled into the Patreon. And then, but now I'm like, girl, but for them bitches that want to see me do bad, girl, wait till you see me living well, girl. You won't be able to take me, bitch. Because if you can't take me here at my mom's house, girl, just wait till you see me in Miss Buckhead. That's right. Wait till you see me in Miss Buckhead, girl. You won't be able to take me then. Because, girl, the thing of it is when I went to that apartment, okay, first of all, I didn't realize that it was all the young professionals in that area. I just knew that was the area that I wanted to be in because it was safe, it's clean. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all know how I felt. You know how I felt with the girls who didn't pick up their poo-poo? In this area, the girls do judge you if you don't pick up your poo-poo. So, right up my alley, girl, because I will be judging you. If you don't tell me good morning, boo. Bye. Bad morning. Because I'm not saying good morning, girl, because that's a lie. It's not a good morning. You walking right past my house with a big old turd out front my door. A big old turd. Okay. Bad morning. And I'm reporting your ass, bitch. Because I'm done. Like, this area, I feel like it's so clean, you would feel bad to dirty it. I never understood people who dirty their own shit like that, though. Like, you gonna throw trash outside of your own house? Oh, okay. I don't understand that personally. You said it should be illegal because you want to know why? I had a dog die from parvo disease. I feel like I told that story before. Her name was Mia, and she died. She died from parvo. And then I later learned that I don't know if there's only one way, but one of the ways to contract that disease is fecal-borne. So it's through the poop. So it's not even just that I don't like the way it looks. It's also a health hazard. By the time I knew my dog had parvo, first of all, it was too late. By the day we were going to take her, she died the day we were going to take her to the vet. But by the time she started showing signs, 9 times out of 10, it's already too late, girl. Once they start kicking in with that, I'm not hungry, I don't want no food, it's already too late. Girl, she couldn't take it. Her little body just could not take. And so when I see that poop, I get upset because I'm thinking it's not even just the poop, it's also the health issue. You just don't understand. You say, Q, you make my, oh, thank you, my love. And like I say, I mean, this family here, there's nothing, everything that I want to do to make this better is on me. Y'all are perfect. It's just me like, okay, let's get organized. Let's do this. Let's do that. But you know how sometimes people be thinking, oh, what would be better? There's nothing that would be better. There's nothing that y'all could do that would make me feel like I love you more or that you guys are better. You know what I'm saying? Like, you literally, in my eyes, are perfect just like this. Personally. Because how much better can it be? You accept me as I am. We don't have to scream at each other. We communicate like people, like adults should. You know what I'm saying? It's like we have real conversation. Like, that's what the fuck you want. Have that real conversation, go that deep motherfucking shit, girl. Okay. But anyway, let me wrap up. I love you guys. That's the reason why I try to stretch it out, especially since I've been gone for a minute. And if you wanted to ask a question, my love, you could have. I mean, you don't have to say never mind. Oh, girl, no girls with kabuki makeup at all, girl. Kabuki is banned from my apartment. Kabuki has been banned. No kabuki. We need matte finishes only. Cause if you are sweating, girl, what you got to hide? I'm asking this bitch a question. She's sweating through her makeup. No. That means you need to take a layer or two off. Cause you don't know what? Here's the thing. I love makeup. I love people who wear makeup. I'm not against makeup, to be honest. I just feel sometimes the only thing about makeup, like, I care about it, but realistically speaking, I don't have a problem with it. The only time I really have an issue with makeup is when the women or men that are wearing the makeup, you know, Quinn, I'm going to end up writing these lyrics down for y'all because I know you're like, who else has been asking me? Can we get the lyrics? Okay, back in the day, I used to write all the lyrics in the description so that, you know, people, especially when I had my lisp. Like, I mean, I still kind of have it, but you know what I'm saying? Like, when it was like, for real, I'm like, people ain't gonna really hear what I'm saying. Okay, with that stomp around that pole, hello. I was saying something. I totally lost my train of thought. I'm sorry, you guys. But listen, that's just my cue. That's my cue. Listen, we're going to close this thing out. I love you guys more than words can say. Again, thank you so much for holding me down. You guys have been amazing and perfect through this entire process. That being said, if you're a league player, I'm getting ready to transition over. Give me about 10 minutes, like I said, so I can do what I need to do. About 10 minutes. Then Mother's coming through, girl, and we got a few episodes. I got a few episodes of League, or playing rather, not like gameplays, but like playing League. So if you're down, I'm there. So that being said, I love you, and you already know the drill, baby. Via Seblangelito Galisan, the best will always come through. And darling, we're here. And as always, until next time, baby. That's all there is.